Hey, y'all. Happy Wednesday. We are going to get back to it. So I'm not going to waste much time because we have a lot to try and get through today. Some of these interviews are excessively long, and this happens to be one of them. So I appreciate you all for joining me today. So I'm going to play this quick intro and then we're going to get going. You guys ready to finish this or attempt to finish this one today? This is long, so we're going to speed it up and try to get through it as fast as we possibly can. Let me go up. Holy shyster. Hey, Joanne. Joanne, I see your comment that you say that she's Team Sebastian, but factually speaking, there's a little bit more to it than that. Hey, let's be honest. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Claus. Thor. Hope for Snoopy. Yes, Penny, for your thoughts. It's really interesting, actually, to go back and look. Hey, Pika, keep grinding up. You guys, I'm going to try to do this as fast as I can. Crafting with Amy, Melissa, the Ghost, getting the popcorn, Tammy's Ink. You guys are trying to figure out the time. Aurora, Scout, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the Cabana. Always Me, 1969, Tomboy Charm, Cherokee Girl, Rondi, Rainy Days, Sweet Toughness, Halo, Elena, Butterfly, Revival, Shauna, Day Tripper, Aaron, Scorpions and Butterflies, the Ghost again, Spicy Sugar, Cherokee Girl, Chico, Liz H, Sheila, Shama, Liberty Farmer, Running Bear, Nicole, Freeside, Terry, I just turned you blue. Linda, Moonchild, Stereophonics, Moonchild, Arctic, Nature Rocks. My eyes are going to go crossed. Probably stay that way. Hey, Sofa King, Catherine, Ava, Juju B. Oh, I'm almost there. Kathy P, Trish. I keep feeling like I'm right there, and then it just jumps again. Hey, Julie. Hey, Malicious Intent, Clemson Girl. Sheila, Miss Leah, Vic. Y'all are like Peppermint Tea, Kimberly, Meg, Alicia J, Lucy. I love that name for some reason. KM. Don't expect me to talk today. Sober Pug, Sherry, Steven's Adventures, Steph, Cujo, Remy, Katie, Annabella, Steven's Adventures, Gray Pearl, Southern Gal, Call the Herd, Cotton Candy, Shorty, Alyssa. If I missed anybody, I'm really sorry. My eyes are like this. Hey, traders. Wait, you're in jail? Did you get struck? Tracy, Nora, Carla, Marie, Lady Pants. Normally I'm faster at this, but I'm like, Butterfly 71, thank you for becoming a member. Hey, Wayne, Wendy. I'm trying to read some of these. Misty Blue, Andy C, J Dub, Might of Monsters, Janice in Accounting, Allie. You're on your backup. I was like, wait a second. Hey, Trish, Motor City Dog, Queen Bella, A Blank Slate. Okay, I might have to just call it because you guys chaps in the house. Kimberly, the different Kimberly. You just woke up from a nap. Hey, Chasing, Little Irish Girl. All right. I think I got most of you guys. Nana L, JJ, Karma, Vibrator, and then I find more. Baton Rouge, Pippi Longstocking. You guys are coming in hot today. All right. CL, I think I'm there. I'm almost there. Thor. Ooh. Twin Thing. Wendy. Trish, did I say hi to you yet? I don't know if I have, but if I have and I haven't, well, there we go again. Hey, MK. All right, we're good. Hey, Jenny. Oh, y'all, no, I'm not. Snowflake's Nightmare Angel. Oh, my goodness, y'all. You guys are getting me today. Cat's eye. Good job. You almost got me today. You almost made it impossible for me to catch up. Okay, we're going to hop into this. So a couple things before we start. In regards to my post yesterday about the stuff that Tony Mathis said on TikTok, I think everybody's aware by this point in time that was not the official Amber Alert. Hey, Lurker. I could never forget you. That was not the official Amber Alert that went out. There is a Twitter post. You can go look at it all yourself. You can go gather it. Like, I didn't go further with it than Tony is pushing off misinformation, but I guess there's a whole lot more behind it. Chasing, I've heard, did a video explaining more in depth last night. Chasing, that's still up, right? If you want to know more of the details of that, with all of that, Chasing, I would shoot you over to Chasing's, because from what I heard, I haven't watched it myself yet. I haven't caught up, but I heard she walked it through and like explained the site, how it all works, everything of that nature. So I encourage you to go do your research if you're interested in all of that, find it all out. But Tony's using things for misinformation intentionally. That's not shocking to anybody and shouldn't be. So I did. They're black like my soul again. Normally, I predominantly only wear pink and white or black. That's pretty much the only colors you'll ever see me in. All right. Hey, Pearl. Okay. Let's jump into this because we got a lot to get through. So we are hopping right back into where we left off. This is all under fair use. What we are doing, so anybody don't get this twisted. I am not doing this to shame Seth. This is not about picking sides. This is not about discrediting Seth. This isn't about any of that. For me, this is more important to look at to see how the culmination of this team, the quote unquote team, grouped together and then fell apart. I also think it's important for people to see how YouTube creators intentionally exploit vulnerable people like the family members of a missing child. I also think it's really important, though, to hear Seth's words, because so many people can tell you over and over, well, Chris and Katie said this, Chris and Katie said this. But when it comes to Seth, if you argue points with them, they're like, whoop, right over your head. One other thing I want to address, I did a short live this morning and addressed some stuff, but in the series of interviews that we're going to be doing, because I'm going to go through as many as we can get through, hopefully they'll kind of slow down some with Seth now that Tony's talking for him online. So hopefully that will slow down and we won't have so many to review. But Josh from the lab, just so you know, you're on my list, because I also forgot to inform people that you not only were like releasing recorded phone calls, you went on panel and attempted to twist Chris Proudfoot's words. And then you were really upset about it. So we'll be adding that in with the March 21st videos that were done, because that's when that happens. So we will get to that too. But there's been so much misinformation, and a lot of it feels intentional. So that would be disinformation of how things have gone, but I want to take it back. So here's a couple of things though. I don't want anybody in this comment section to blatantly make accusations. Please and thank you. You're a grown adult. You're allowed to have your opinions on these characters. You're allowed to completely feel however you want. But factually speaking, it is important to talk about the facts. In fact, we're going to open up with me reading Nick Barris's Facebook post from earlier today, because I think that's important for people to understand the facts in the case and not all this speculation and misinformation. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to talk about. Julia, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're a canine handler, right? Why would a canine handler be making stickers now? A canine handler that has completely muddied the water. Like, what? What are you doing? It's so weird to me. She's out here doing the most. She's got a YouTube channel doing live streams and all of the crazy stuff. That's her. Okay, you guys want to see it again? Hold on, let me full screen this. It says, if anyone is interested in a Sebastian's Army decal, please let me know. Since my Facebook is down, yes, still, I had to plead a case and submit proof of who I was. I can't access any address information. They're 100% free. I appreciate the offers for donations, but 100% not necessarily necessary. Just wanted to spread Sebastian's name and awareness for the case. Please send me an email if interested. And then she provides her email address. But that's the little sticker. I mean, great for awareness for Sebastian. I'm not going to knock that. I don't think anybody could knock getting his name out there further. But why this one child when there's thousands of missing children? Why is a canine handler who says she's so professional in what she does doing all this? Like, this is, yeah, Kim, I've got problems with that too. Minor children. Yeah. Julia, people are entitled to their feelings. Truthfully. And you know, no shade. It's nothing personal, but you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. It is what it is. Like, it's just, I can't really answer it. Okay, let's get back to this though, especially when reputable search teams like EquiSearch, a real search team who is professional in how they handle. By the way, Duty Ron did an amazing interview with Twyla and Dave. Once again, I encourage you to go look at that. They 100% are professionals in every respect. 100% do not get in the drama, do not involve themselves in anything. They come in, they searched hand in hand with FBI agents right next to them. They are an incredible organization. Please go check them out. If you want to donate to something, that would be where I suggest, because they don't just get caught up in one high profile case. They do anything and everything they can. They do their job and get out of there and go to the next. Like, they are incredible. So I cannot speak highly enough about them. Anyways, here we go. So this is from Nick. This is about 4 hours ago, probably at this point in time. 3 months and still nothing as rumors continue to run rampant. I appreciate the fact that so many of you continue to show interest in the Sebastian Rogers case and you message me with your questions. The 15-year-old autistic boy has been missing for nearly 3 months from his Hendersonville, Tennessee home. Vanished and not a trace found despite massive search efforts. I mean, that's true. Authorities say there is no evidence of foul play, though they have not ruled it out. In the absence of any new developments, armchair detectives on social media and podcasts continue to create their own fiction. Alleged sightings, new security video, items of Sebastian's clothing found, new evidence the teen was on social media, all false. I checked again today and investigators say there is nothing new to report. I've been in direct contact with the lead investigator with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, who says the latest stuff is all garbage. Everyone is frustrated to the point of some calling for the FBI to take over the investigation. We all remember that petition. Those calling for that do not know how the system works. First of all, Sumner County Sheriff and TBI have both already involved the FBI. We've talked about that. Secondly, the FBI does not typically take over state cases because state and local law enforcement agencies are not subordinate to federal law enforcement agencies. However, the FBI will become involved in a local, hold on, new page. In a local investigation, if the offense falls under federal jurisdiction or the crime is committed on federal property. Neither is the case here. Local law enforcement or the DA can also request the FBI to take over, but that has not happened. General Whitley tells me it will not happen. I've seen firsthand the work on this case by local authorities, and they are covering all bases. Some complain local investigators don't immediately respond to calls of possible evidence found by the public. Can you imagine why? They've received hundreds of tips, and many are easily dismissed simply because there is no credible connection, just more social media-driven rumors. And it's not as though the FBI taking over will suddenly produce a bunch of new leads. Hopefully there will be a credible break in the case soon. Until then, please be very skeptical of stunning new developments unless they come from a credible official source. If you have seen Sebastian, please call tips to 1-800-TBI-FIND and share. And just a reminder of why everybody is here. Sebastian Rogers, 15-year-old, missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. So, Julia, I heard Brittany is going live to talk about all the drama and all of us, so you might feel more comfortable over there, because you don't seem to take comfort with people who actually warned you about all the bullshit you were getting into. You dove head first into it. So you're welcome to be here, but respect is earned, not freely given around these parts. And I don't expect adults to kiss your ass because you claim to be some sort of professional. Anyways, let's go. Oh, I got my mouse. I charged it. I finally charged it because it was on its last leg. All right, so we are picking up. We left off at the 43-minute mark when we ended last time. This is the second interview. We did the first, which was Pascal the other day. This is where we left off. We're going to start a little bit back so people can kind of understand, and we're going to get through as much as possible. This is from Terry Lynn, so this is all under fair use. This is based on what comes out of their mouth. All right, here we go.
I know that I was not out to dinner, but I was informed that Sebastian was out to dinner with his mother.
No. Was he abusive ever to your ex-wife? Oh, Lord.
Okay, so one thing I need to make clear too, she kind of mumbles a lot. There is a lot of mumbling that happens in this. So it's kind of hard to decipher what's being talked about. The audio is not of the best quality, so please forgive me. It is what it is.
I can't answer that.
Well, it's going to be a little bit after that.
They did have dogs out.
Yeah, they had a total of, the last time I was informed, they had at least 12 dogs out. 90 on blast.
So,
your mother laughed at that.
Again, just a couple notes for people that might not have been here and not know what we're talking about here. This interview, so what we're looking for, March 18th is when the date of this interview was. So right there, he says that there was already 12 dogs that searched the property. And if you think back to the first part of this, he talked about how he was there as law enforcement turned the house, basically, that they searched the house. He was present for that. So all these canine experts and, all of that stuff, kind of unnecessary, but.
That question that 90 Days on Blast asked, and I'm just going to highlight it there.
Is or was he abusive ever to your ex-wife? No. Don't take this personally. Don't care.
I don't. Let's see. Everyone has cameras. They would know if he drove back or not. Yeah, not everybody has cameras, they say. Trust me. They say not everybody has cameras. Even if you own a $600,000 home. Not everybody. Do you have to go through him, Chris, or could you also communicate with Sebastian's mom? Like, was he the controlling type? Well,
you notice that the tone of the interview instantly is directed at Chris. Chris's behavior. Chris says everything. Chris. Southern Gal. I don't know specifically all of that information about the site, all of that officer. Things just seem a little odd to me with the gift card thing. again, I didn't go down that rabbit hole, but I've heard Chasing did and like lays it out. So I encourage you to go watch her video. Again, thank you for the super sticker. I would send you to Chasing period. Chasing period. That's it. That's what you search for. And she'll pop right up.
I communicated with Chris more than I communicated with Katie's mom, with Katie, basically because I could get in contact more with Chris than I could with Katie. Like, Chris is the one that called me and sent me the text message telling me my son was missing, not his mom.
Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, early February. I don't know. Yeah,
I call his phone to communicate with him.
Mods, if she's causing a ruckus in the chat and it's just becoming distracting, you can time her out too. It doesn't need to turn into her show. She has an entire channel that she can go bitch and moan on over there, just like we do here. She has the right. Brittany J should be live, so I'm sure she'll mosey on over there to tell how poorly she was treated by everybody. So, Julia, I'm sorry. Like, the ship sailed with me. You have done way too much for unnecessary reasons. Another person that the focus should be on him, and you've done everything to derail that. Like, if you want to search, go search, be done with it, and stop all the bullshit. But you seem to feed that fire more than anything. So anyways, mods, your discretion.
When I communicated with Chris about Sebastian, it was to find out.
Doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, early February. I don't know. Yeah,
I called his phone to communicate with him. When I communicated with Chris about Sebastian, it was to find out about school and things like that. But I would call and speak to Sebastian on his phone.
Why the stepdad says he hasn't seen him since early February. Good
Probably
question.
because he was working on that St. Jude project in Memphis.
Okay, so Seth confirms that he was working on the same job in Memphis.
My understanding, he has a trailer and he normally takes it down there and just stays down there because it's cheaper.
Oh, so once again, Seth confirms that Chris, this is typical for him to be in Memphis working on the job, which.
And what it's like, we're 15 minutes every day to get to work and fight the traffic. So I wouldn't want to drive 3.5 hours to get to track better. I mean, sometimes I feel I don't get enough sleep as it is.
No, Clue, not you.
Is
Sorry, Clue, not you. No, the dog handler.
she just not talk to me?
If I'm falling behind, let me know.
No, you're good. Is Chris a control freak? Let's see.
So for those of you that missed part one, in the very beginning of this, Seth's mom came on. And, well, she didn't come on. Terry Lynn played a recorded section of a call that she had with her. And the very first thing that she wanted people to know on social media, podcasters, was she was sick of basically anybody calling Chris dad, stepdad, anything. She made it very clear that that is the husband of Katie, and that's it. That was the first concern she had. It was really interesting. Again, that's in the last one that we did. If you want to check it out, very, very interesting.
You mean to answer that? From my perspective, I will. In my opinion, he seems to take over everything, and that's what it looks like to me. He's the one speaking in an interview. If I were the mother, I'm screaming, "Bring my baby back!" That's me. I'm going to be screaming.
I agree, Jennifer. Unfortunately, protocol is protocol.
Agree on that too. Yep, he is his father, and he should have all access. Let's see. Yes, he was going to be living with his father.
Yes, Jennifer. I truly believe that in order for him to get in the vehicle with somebody, he was either forced or he knew the person well enough to get into the vehicle.
Okay, so that's interesting to hear. Anybody catch that? So I'm going to rewind that a minute. But in the first interview, he said that he left 3 times. In the first interview on Pascal's, he made reference to Sebastian leaving 3 times. He said it specifically 3 different times. And we were all like, wait, what? But then he also talked about and confirmed what Chris had said later on about the scent. He said that there was a scent that led to the construction area and then it just stopped. And his assumption was that at that point in time, I'm paraphrasing again, you can go back and listen to the exact same thing that you're hearing here, their own words. But to paraphrase what he said is that where the scent completely ended, his assumption would have been that he got in a vehicle. And now you hear that he is alluding to he got into a vehicle. So again, so let's take that back just a second. This is going to be a little redundant for some of you, but we're looking for, I'm really interested personally. I'm really interested to tell what Seth really believed in this early on stage. Granted, this is March 18th, but these are the first couple of interviews he did on YouTube. Yes, there are news media ones too.
Yep, he is his father. And he should have all access.
Listen to what he says.
Yes, he was going to be living with his father.
Yes, Jennifer, I truly believe that in order for him to get in the vehicle with somebody, he was either forced or he knew the person.
In order to get in a vehicle with somebody.
Well enough to get into the vehicle.
So either he knew them or he was forced, is Seth's take.
He wasn't one that would, he never was a bolter. He didn't bolt. He never wandered off like that. He was not a bolter.
Eloped. Is that what that was? Or am I mispronouncing that?
Where are we at here? Where are we at? Has he ever eloped? Like, has he ever ran off?
No. I thought I answered that one. My apologies.
So Seth confirms what Katie and Chris had said, that he doesn't elope.
If you didn't hear me. But no, he's never done anything like that before.
Okay. She talked about her going to pick up another kid on Sunday, but when did she take her?
March 18th, Clue. This is from March 18th.
For home. I think they were talking about, what is that lady's name? I think is it the sister-in-law or the sister?
I believe so, Miss Gracie.
Hello, Freestyle. Welcome.
90 days on blast. My son he's got an iron deficiency. I've watched him brush against the ball, have a bruise. So seeing signs of abuse, I've never actually seen like fingerprints or anything of that sort on him.
He has never seen any fingerprints, anything on him. And he says that Sebastian has an iron deficiency. Again, these are Seth's words. But I think that's really important to note. On March 18th, when asked about abuse, he says he's never seen any signs of it as far as fingerprints and things like that, which it's really interesting. Chap, thanks for being here for 4 months. I find that intriguing. Okay.
As for bruises, I've seen my son get out of the shower. And it's like, where did this bruise come from? And he's like, I don't know. I've taken pictures of bruises and I've sent them to his mom. I just know that he bruises really easy, being iron deficient that he is. It's one of the things he's supposed to be taking twice a day, morning and at night.
So he says that he bruises easy, but okay.
I don't know if you can answer that question right there.
I guess I won't.
Okay, let's see.
You'll notice the comments Terry Lynn's pinning too. And I need to remind you that she was already obvious in communication with Seth's mom because she had recorded calls that she played in the beginning of this. So Seth's mom was already painting a narrative about Chris Proudfoot. And you'll notice that Terry Lynn is really honed into that. Seth is answering some questions from chat, but Terry Lynn really wants to paint this narrative with Chris Proudfoot. Kimber, thank you for being here for a month. Happy month anniversary. Oh, Remy, thank you for being here for so long. Yes, Clue, I can. I'll roll that back because I think this is really important. In fact, somebody should probably clip this, truthfully. Let's go back. We're going to go back a full minute.
Done anything like that before?
Okay, she talked about her going to pick up another kid on Sunday, but when did she take her home? I think they were talking about, what is that lady's name? I think is it the sister-in-law or the sister?
I believe so, Miss Gracie.
I'll take me off the screen. Oh, wrong way.
Hello, Freestyle. Welcome.
90 Days on Blast. My son he's got an iron deficiency. I've watched him push against the wall and have a bruise. So seeing signs of abuse, I've never actually seen like fingerprints or anything of that sort on him. As for bruises, I've seen my son get out of the shower. And it's like, where did this bruise come from? And he's like, I don't know. I've taken pictures of the bruises and I've sent them to his mom to ask. I just know that he bruises really easy, being iron deficient that he is. It's one of the things he's supposed to be taking twice a day, though, morning and at night.
I don't know if you can answer that question right there.
I guess I probably.
Okay, let's see. Well, it turned into criminal because
He is on the spectrum, yes.
It's not a criminal investigation. Terry just said it turned into a criminal investigation. It's not. It's not a criminal investigation. Yeah, Clue, good question. Interesting, though. Somebody said it in the comment section, too, and I want to point this out. He's talking about medication that he's on in this. He's talking about medication, but then there seems to be a disconnect of what, again, stuff we shouldn't even know, but he's putting it out here publicly, but then recently it's changed, it seems.
2 years. I'll answer. 2 years. They've been married for 2 years. No cameras. Yeah.
Why is she answering questions about Chris and Katie? Why is Terry Lynn answering questions about Chris and Katie and how long they've been married and so on and so forth? That's another thing that's odd to me. This is why the team, by the way, Terry Lynn and Pascal are a part of the team. We're going to add to this, but you can tell we're going to put Robin on here too, because she obviously is a big part of that team.
Yeah.
His phone was at the house. The police took it.
His stepfather answered you all had a great co-parenting. Well, Chris told him that, yes, Chris is the one that told him that his child was missing.
When he went missing, yes, he was the only child. Fuller Adventures, yeah. He was diagnosed at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt Hospital diagnosed him.
Yeah, I would think they would give her one. I don't know.
Close to anemia, 90 days.
Not without those shoes. Will you want to answer why about the shoes, sweetie?
I'm sorry, what was that? I was reading.
The shoes, why he would not go out without his shoes.
That's because, well, he learned at a young age in South Georgia. We have fire ants down there. And one little mound of dirt, his little bitty feet, he learned really quick because they swarmed. And he was barefoot, and the fire ants swarmed up his legs. Was he adults? Actually, I'll go to the one above that. Allegedly, did he ever go anywhere without his phone? When he was here at my house, he had his wallet, his house key, and his phone. 3 things that I always make sure he grabbed before he goes. Trying to teach him to be a proper adult. Don't go anywhere without your wallet, your phone, your key. You need all 3 of these things. Lauren Marie, was he trusting of adults? It kind of depends. For most of the time, he's pretty shy. He would sit there, he would watch me have communication. And most of the time, he would judge off my language, off of my body language. So he could even approach people.
Welcome, Lauren Marie.
So he makes reference to Sebastian being kind of shy, but it just depended.
Oh, yeah.
It took forever. When she was in the military, we were trying to get him in for a diagnostics, and literally we couldn't get him in. San Diego was pretty horrible. It was 6 months after he was born that we finally got him into Children's Hospital in Jacksonville, Florida, and they did a DNA test on him, and he came back with a chromosomal deletion syndrome. He was missing one instead of he was missing the end of 26 or 1627 chromosomal deletion syndrome.
Let's see. Yeah,
And Vanderbilt's diagnosis was, let's say, October of last year.
Thank you, Kendall. Keith, has his mom and stepdad ever gone searching for Sebastian? You answer that, or do you want to answer that one?
No.
No.
No. Not searching with me.
So he says that they have not been searching with him at this point in time. But then we've also learned in another interview that Chris and Seth rode around together looking for him. Seth was the passenger and Chris was the driver. Why does that change? Why did that change? Yeah, Baton Rouge, yeah. Interesting.
So
They said they were at the house.
I can't tell you what I don't know.
I'll say it. They were at the house. Was he trusting of adults? Welcome, Laura Marie.
And Terry Lynn shouldn't be answering any of these questions. She's a YouTuber. She doesn't know any of these people. Nothing. Yep. Changes with the
I
weather.
think he was. To you, probably more so. Thank you, Apple. Yes, we will. That's weird. Sorry, that is awfully weird. The three-way phone call is weird.
Yeah.
The three-way phone call isn't that weird, but if you make it into it, and yes, we're taking notes and comparing notes between interviews, so don't worry. We've got things that we're noticing. So just because people are always like, wait, we're not going to remember all this. Yeah, we will.
I haven't heard it. So.
Hey, Laura.
So do you find him trusting of adults, though? You do?
I stated earlier about that. He would sit there and he would watch the interaction between me and the adult, and it would depend on what was going on. I have seen him step in between me and another adult to tell adult to back away from his dad, and that was when he was even younger. And as he gets older, I watch him.
Wait, hold up. Sebastian was attempting to break Seth and another grown adult apart. Chapped, thank you so much for the gifted memberships, y'all. Welcome to the cabana. That stands out to me. That really stands out to me. Why would a child be standing between him and another adult to intervene?
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
Does that sound weird to any of you? Chap, thank you again. Welcome to the cabana, y'all. That seems weird to me. Okay, carry on.
He sits there and watches the body language.
Shh. She did not. What the hell is she doing? Terry Lynn, seriously? I didn't hit my playlist. She just took it down. She just took it down. And this is one I didn't download. Dietz did this one. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I think Dietz did this one. Hold on. I didn't down. This one's almost 12 hours, y'all. This one's 12 hours. Hold on. I think Dietz did this one. If Dietz did this one, I bet she wouldn't mind if I use it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. We might be. Why would you take this down? What is it that you don't want us to see? What is it that you guys don't want us to realize about the stories changing? Why are you so bothered by that? That sends red flags beyond belief. Let me go look. I think Dietz has it. I think she did this one. Y'all give me a second. Give me a second. Let me go see it. I'm sure she wouldn't mind if I used it if she does have it. This is, why are they doing this? Oh, she does. It's, oh, it might be part 2. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace. TPE. Smiley. Why would you take that down? Why are people so sketch? Okay, let's go to Dietz. Give me a second. Terry Lynn, isn't that funny? Dietz has some of it. I don't know how much of it she has, but we're going to go look. We're going to go check because I was not about to download an 11-hour live. Ain't no way. But I guess we will be going through and downloading them now because seems like somebody doesn't want us to see something here.
She's talking about.
Okay, y'all. Will one of my mods drop Dietz's link, please, for me? Please and thank you. We're going to go over here because they started this. Let's see. Let me see where. I don't know how much she has of it, but we're going to look. Okay. All right. Here we go. We might have to do some adjusting here on times.
Like he was out of state or something.
Okay.
So I think that's what they're saying. It's like if people are reading into it that
Hold on, let me go.
or a friend got connected them somehow. She said she doesn't reach out to family members, so someone connected them.
They want to get his name and face out.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah, that was one of the things Seth said was like,
okay, we're further in the video than they were.
What is it? Why did they say eloped?
Yeah, I think
We're still further.
Because house keys with him when he left. If he
Yeah.
left.
Oh,
Okay.
Dietz, look at Duchess's comment.
in here.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, hang on. I'm fully paying attention over there.
This is Dietz on the Street. She did all of the interviews and up until a certain point. Her and her panel did a bunch of them. So please go give her a like, sub up to her if you're not. Thank you, Dietz. I'm sure you won't mind this, but this is so weird. Why is Terry Lynn? Again, to the comment in the very beginning, Terry Lynn, to the commenter in the very beginning of this that said Terry Lynn is about Sebastian. I think you've proven my fact here. Terry Lynn isn't about anybody but Terry Lynn. She ain't about Sebastian. Why is she protecting all the information? Why wouldn't you, if this was about Sebastian, why wouldn't you want the information out there about Sebastian that came out of Seth's mouth? Why wouldn't you want factual information from Seth to be heard by people? Terry Lynn ain't about anybody but herself. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
No, the grandmother
I think
also
this is
texted
important,
mom and said, "Oh my god." Oh, that's well,
look at that comment. I don't know if Duchess is in here or not, but this gives you some information here early on. The grandmother also texted the mom and said she knows that they are guilty and she hopes they get the death penalty. So Robin was texting people and saying that to Katie.
listen.
This
I'm
is what's getting
try-
people stirred up.
It
This-
is, but
this-
trying to be objective, I give the grandma some grace because her grandbaby's
course.
missing. And so, of course, and that's what sucks for Katie is
This is why I tell you guys every time, just show their words, show who they are. They will prove to you time and time again who they really are. And Terry Lynn, you just showed everybody. People coming in here defending you that you're about Sebastian. Bitch, that's a lie. You ain't nothing about anything but yourself. Because if you were about Sebastian, you would want people to hear what Seth had to say about Sebastian. Meanwhile, though, I guess your little bias and your fuckery trying to frame Chris Proudfoot and get involved in a child custody case, Terry Lynn. I wasn't going to say that yet, but Terry Lynn, your bias is showing.
if he goes missing on her watch, that's instantly where people are going to go instantly.
Yeah.
But man, that would hurt. That would hurt. Yikes on bikes. Yep, Bendy nailed it with that one. This happened after this interview. Thank you
Did you
guys
call
for
her-
watching the chat.
Did you call her
Yeah,
Bendy?
we call her Bandy. That's her
I
street
thought so-
name.
I thought somebody just had me blocked. People kept talking to me. I was like, I don't see this person. Oh well,
That's Bendy. That's Chinley's street name.
I did not know that.
How are you taking your head off the screen? It's not 4x4. Okay. So sorry, I'm not watching the. I get what you're saying though. Act like an adult. Absolutely. All right, let me get back over here.
Or without your wallet, your phone, your key, all three of these things. Lord Marine, was he trusting of adults? It kind of depends. But most of the time, he's pretty shy. He would sit there, he would
Shy.
watch. We have communication. And most of the time, he would judge off of my language, off of my body language. And some people even approach people.
Welcome, Lauren Marie.
I slowed my side down, you guys, because she's sped up.
Oh, yeah.
It took forever. When she was in the military, we were trying to get him in to be for a diagnostics, and literally we couldn't get him in. San Diego
We're going to fast forward just a minute because we were past that part.
syndrome. He was missing one instead of he was missing the end of 26,
Okay.
1626 or 1627 chromosome evolution syndrome.
Okay.
Deeds, I'll ask for permission later.
So he's talking there about the
Thank you, Deeds.
missing chromosome syndrome. They diagnosed that at 6 months in Jacksonville, Florida.
That's what I got down too.
And Vanderbilt's diagnosis was, let's say, October of last year.
I couldn't catch that sometime last year.
Thank you, Kendall. Keith, has his mom and stepdad ever gone searching for Sebastian? You answer that, or you want to answer that one?
No.
No.
They've never went search.
MK, thank you for the gifted memberships, y'all. Welcome to the cabana.
Not searching with me.
Not searching with
They were at
him.
the house.
I can't tell you what I don't know.
I'll say it. They were at the house. Was he trusting?
We don't know if it was Julia that tattled on me, you guys. They all watch me like a hawk. There is a coordinate, just so everybody is aware. I've gotten screenshots of messages, and it's been going on for a month and a half now. There's a coordinated effect between creators that want to make my channel disappear. So there's a lot of people that, I mean, how many times have we watched Brittany J do this? Try to yank down videos and stuff. It is what it is. They just act ridiculous because this is truly about Sebastian. And I think it's so important for people to hear what Seth actually said. Like, it's not to shame these people. It is what it is. Like, we know where you aligned. We know the shit you were doing. We know, I know, Clue, we really do. Here, I'll get you a cabana boy right quick, though. I'll show you a cabana boy. There you go. But this really bothers me that she did that because it's really important to hear and listen to Seth. Like, people talk for Seth, and YouTube creators like Terry Lynn obviously had an intent from jump, and you can see that. But they do this shady shit all the time. It's just ridiculous.
We have adults. Welcome, Lauren.
Okay, now see.
Yeah, well, see, we don't know that because they've already told us repeatedly. They put signs from here to the state line. Like,
Well, on one of Seth's interviews, it might have been Pascal, he was saying that they were out handing out flyers and
Yep, he sure did.
That's Jones and
And that came
So-
from him.
from his mouth. Yep.
All
Well,
right.
think about this too. If his mother feels this way, she's in his ear 24/7, most likely, and may have made him question things. So
I don't know. I don't
there's
know. Oh,
I don't either.
these parents are hurting, but yeah, I mean, like you said, we heard him on the previous interview saying that they're out giving out flyers and doing this and that. We've heard the things they're doing. They're not just sitting at the house. Come on.
I think he was. To you, probably more so. Thank you, Apple. Yes, we will. Let's see. That's weird. Sorry, that is awfully weird. The three-way phone call is weird.
Yeah, I haven't heard it. So
So do you find him trusting of adults, though? You do.
No,
well,
he
I
just
stated
said
earlier
no.
that he would sit there and he would watch the interaction between me and the adult, and it would depend on what was going on. I have seen him step in between me and another adult to tell adult to back away from his dad, and that was when he was even younger. And as he gets older, I watch him. He says,
Why would he need to tell another adult to step like too close to him? Or why would he need to tell another adult? Were they arguing?
that's
Like,
that was when he
bruh,
was
you
even
out
younger,
there
and
fighting
as he
and
gets older,
shit? Like, what's going on? You at a pool hall and somebody's approaching you and Sebastian jumps in front of you? Like, bruh.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. I'm wondering if it's some of those social cues that he's missing or
Oh,
not
it
missing,
could
but like
be, yeah.
and
Mhm.
so like, hey, you're getting. But then the Katie talked about how or maybe it was Chris talks about how he likes to get close to people. So maybe that was it.
Maybe
older, I
so.
watch him. He sits there and watches the body language between them, between me and whoever I'm speaking to, you know. And most of the time, if I know the individual, I'll be like, I'll tell Sebastian, introduce yourself. Either he would or he wouldn't, and that would just depend on his attitude for the day, or right then and there. I mean, try to beat his wing. I did at Waffle House getting to give a girl his phone number.
okay. So this is where the Waffle House stuff came from. Remember, I was talking about that the other day. Some people miss this. So that Waffle House, the stuff that was talked about on TikTok didn't make sense to people. But this is where he initially talks about the Waffle House.
I'm sorry, but that is.
I'm trying to be his link. I did at Waffle House get him to give a girl his phone number.
So Seth encouraged Sebastian to give a girl at the Waffle House his phone number.
So that's what they were talking about earlier. So he did encourage Sebastian to give a girl his phone number. I wonder. I'm not saying like he did that with Dad, but like I wonder if he gave his phone number to other people. I don't see anything abnormal about anything that Seth is saying here, though. Like it sounds a lot like what they were saying. Like here, where like he was talking about some days he would be, some days it just depended on his mood, and that's exactly what they had said earlier as well. So I feel like they're confirming each other that Sebastian. It just depends on which mood you're going to get from him that day or whatnot, depending on if he was shy or not shy. That's kind of what I'm reading here from Seth.
Deets, did you see the comment from Kat in the U.S. Navy in Terry Lynn's chat? I thought that was
We would
interesting.
still do very much for our military friends. Are they checking to make sure he hasn't been hit? Oh my goodness. Okay. That's okay.
That is
Yeah.
precious. That is.
You know, I mean, we were halfway back home, and I was like, "Did you want to give her my phone number?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Why didn't you?" And he was like, "No, if I should." I was like, "Son, I'm gonna turn around. Here's pen, here's paper. Write down your phone number. I'll take it." And I took it back, and he got her phone number.
Oh, and he got her
And he liked Taylor
phone
Swift, didn't he?
number.
Now, see,
I find that as a really cute story. He's a 15-year-old boy, and his dad's
Me
like,
too.
"Yeah, you liked her. Go give her your phone number."
I find that cute.
I
That's
think
what
it's
dads
cute.
do.
Yep.
Encourage their sons to be,
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful.
I do too.
these are one of those questions that I'd have to say I fifth on. I mean, You know, I thought my son had good taste in music, and then I found out he was a Swiftie.
Oh no, you're not to say that.
He said he had to plead the fifth on if he had a crush on Taylor Swift. He said, I thought my son had good taste in music, and then I found out he was a Swiftie. That's so cute.
You're room for a lot of women. Wrong thing to say. I don't know if he didn't say if he showed fear or not.
Show fear. My son is fearless.
Well, I think he's
His
asking
son is
about fear of,
fearless.
stepfather.
That would probably be something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Was the custody change agreeable for his mom? Okay, I guess they're saying with him coming to stay with you, was that agreed on by all parties?
From my understanding, it was agreeable. It took some convincing on his mom's end. We weren't going back to court to change anything. It's just going to be. We were just going to switch it because we have it in the writing that we could switch things as long as we all agreed upon it.
So he confirms that it was an agreed upon switch, not through the court, which we know.
There you go, Laura. I don't know if she's still up here. It definitely was a court agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his dad was being his wingman, that's for sure.
Wait, what was that again? I was reading some. What happened?
So here, I'll play it again real quick. He talks about he said that the custody agreement was agreeable. It took some convincing on his mom's part, but they weren't going to go back to court and change it, basically. He said, we weren't going back to court to change anything. It's just we were just going to switch it because we have it in the writing that we could switch things as long as we all agreed upon it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do have a custody agreement.
Welcome, my Bridget. Let's see. Yes, he was. Thank you, Margene. Okay, yes, Kate. Yeah, she was in the Navy. Thank you, my Bridget. And for whomever one knows, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Bridget.
This is so odd.
So I don't know. I mean, I at the level of medications. Now, when he was younger, the doctors were like, it was weird because he'd go to sleep.
Wait a minute. It says that he wasn't on. Hold on. If the transcript, so I'm looking at the transcript that she's got up on her screen. He says, Bridget, not on any medications now. When he was younger, the doctors were like, it was weird because he'd go to sleep and he'd wake up and it's just like, you could tell that there was something was off. I mean, potty trained. He took care of, okay, hold on.
And he'd wake up and it's just like, you could just tell that something was off. I mean, I potty trained him.
Oh. He took care of his child. He took very.
So I don't see Bridget's question. I don't know if that person has me blocked or
Oh,
something.
he just said he takes iron medication. Why is he saying no to medication then?
I don't see. Oh, wait.
What?
Says you're welcome. He's answering something about him potty training him, but I don't see the question. Let me refresh that. Sometimes you can go back from top to live. It'll refresh it.
He took care of his son. That's his son.
That it's like something was off, and the doctors did say that they actually think that he was having seizures in his sleep, but we haven't had any of those issues for, I want to say, 8 years now.
So since he was 7.
So he was having issues in his sleep or seizures and things like that, but they haven't had those issues in 8.
Remy, it could be melatonin, of course, for a sleep aid, but my problem is okay, so if he's saying no medication, he talks about iron supplements that he was on, which maybe are not prescription, but something's weird there about that. Because melatonin, if you take into the Nancy Grace interview, like the whole Nancy Grace, what accidentally came out, melatonin wouldn't be, not doctor's advice, but I've never heard of anybody overdosing on melatonin.
8 years now. I don't know if anybody else is struggling like me. That's why I'm repeating it.
I was
No,
just gonna,
it's that. Thank you for doing that because it's very difficult.
I was just going to ask you about the seizures because that's one of the things I'm reading is that in
That would have been before puberty. He was talking about that. He said he hasn't had any of those issues in like 8 years. That's Seth words.
Chromosome thing that he has. Seizures happen in like 50% of the people, and I hadn't heard them talk about seizures at all because I was thinking.
Did she put it back up? Let me go look. I'll go look while you guys listen to this.
And maybe he had a seizure and mom freaked out. I don't know. So
well, he's been not an issue for the past 8 years.
As long as the stepdad's been there, it hasn't been an issue.
Right. That's
Not
true.
that they're,
Good point.
not that they.
It's
you
just
know,
a time frame, yeah.
Yeah. I just thought that was weird. 8 years.
Oh, I don't know if you can answer this here.
That was the supplier I was answering.
Okay, I don't know if you can answer that one. About the violence towards you ever? I don't know. You can answer that.
Ta-da! She did put it back up. Okay, she put it back up. Why are we doing this, Terry Lynn? Like, why do this? It doesn't make sense. We're not doing anything to harm you. We're not doing anything to harm Sebastian. In fact, I think this is more informative. Again, I don't understand why people do this crazy stuff, but hey, you know, I guess this just happens for people. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to add commentary.
Body language between them, between me and whoever I'm speaking to, you know, and most of the time, if I know the individual, I'll be like, I'll tell Sebastian, introduce yourself. And either he would or he wouldn't. And that would just depend on his attitude for the day. Or right then and there. I mean, try to be as lean as I did at Waffle House getting to give a girl his phone number.
I'm sorry, but that is precious. That is.
You know, I mean, we were halfway back home, and I was like, "Did you want to give her a phone number?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Why didn't you?" He was like, I didn't know if I should. I was like, "Son, I'm going to turn around. Here's pen, here's paper. Write down your phone number. I'll take you," and I took it back. And he got her phone number.
And he liked Taylor Swift, didn't he?
Now, see, these are one of those questions that I'd have to say I fifth on. I mean, you know, I thought my son had good taste in music, and then I found out he was a Swiftie.
Oh no, you did not just say that. You're in a room full of a lot of women. Wrong thing to say. I don't know if he can even say if he showed fear or not.
Show fear? My son is fearless.
Well, I think they're asking about fear of a stepfather.
That would probably be something. Yeah, no.
Was the custody change agreeable for his mom? Okay, I guess they're saying with him coming to stay with you, was that agreed on? About
Thank you, Deets, for allowing us to use that for a few minutes in your commentary. Thank you again.
All parties.
Thank you, Terry Lynn, for doing the right thing for Sebastian and putting this back up. Because again, this isn't about you. This isn't about anything. This is about going back to the basics of how we got into this cluster to begin with, how the team assembled, and learning about Sebastian from their own statements and hearing it. Sorry, you've been a part of the chaos and clusterfuck from day one.
From my understanding, it was agreeable. It took some convincing on his mom's end. We weren't going back to court to change anything. It's just going to be, we were just going to switch it because we have it in the writing that we could switch things as long as we all agreed upon it.
Missing
Welcome, my Bridget. Let's see.
Missing prints. That's what I would. I'm not trying to read into much of what's being said here too, but it's just interesting to me that if he could tell that something was wrong and he tried to intervene, yeah, observation skills. So again, that kind of takes away from Seth saying that he mentally was like he was 10. When Chris and Katie, again, it leads more to he was high functioning in my opinion.
Yes, he was.
Like they said.
Thank you, Margene. Okay, yes, Katie. Yes, she was in the Navy. Thank you, my Bridget. And for whomever one knows, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Bridget. Let's see. Okay.
I don't know type of epileptic medications. Now, when he was younger, the doctors were like, it was weird because he'd go to sleep and he'd wake up and it's just like you could just tell that something was off. I mean, I potty trained him.
Oh.
I want to go back and hear that again. It's really muffled.
Then I found out he was a Swiftie.
Oh no, you did not just say that. You're in a room for a lot of women. Wrong thing to say.
Sebastian?
I don't know if he can even say if he showed fear or not.
Show fear? My son is fearless.
Well, I think they're asking about fear of
I want to hear this part again.
Stepfather.
That would probably be something. Yeah, no.
Was the custody change agreeable for his mom? Okay, I guess they're saying with him coming to stay with you, was that agreed on by all parties?
From my understanding, it was agreeable. It took some convincing on his mom's end. We weren't going back to court to change anything. It's just going to be, we were just going to switch it because we have it in the writing that we could switch things as long as we all agreed upon it.
Welcome, my Bridget. Let's see. Yes, he was. Thank you, Margene. Okay, yes, Katie. Yes, she was in the Navy. Thank you, my Bridget. And for whomever one knows, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Bridget. Let's see. Okay.
I don't know type of epileptic medications. Now, when he was younger, the doctors were like, it was weird because he'd go to sleep and he'd wake up and
the audio is so bad on this. What was muffled right there is what I really wanted to hear. And even in the transcript, it didn't pick it up properly, but I'm really interested to hear what he fully said there.
It's just like,
sorry, I'm like this.
You could just tell that something was off. I mean, I potty trained him.
Oh. Gosh. He took care of his child. He took very good care of his son. That's his son.
Why is Terry Lynn? This bothers me, Terry Lynn. You don't even know these people. These were strangers to you up until Sebastian went missing. You have obviously talked to the grandmother and Seth previously for hours. You said that yourself. But why are you answering questions about their relationship? You don't know. And from what we've learned, yeah, he was in his life, but he only saw him a couple weekends a month.
That it's like something was off, and
why do
the doctors did say that they actually think that he was having seizures in his sleep, but we haven't had any of those issues for, I want to say, 8 years now.
I don't know if you can answer this here.
That was a supplier I was answering.
Okay, I don't know if you can answer that one. About the violence towards you ever? I don't know if you can answer that.
Sebastian.
Let's see.
Wait. The question on the screen was Katie ever violent with you? And why are they doing this? Why? And he says Sebastian. But you also said in the beginning of this that you've never seen, there was no fingerprints, no bruising. You sent pictures, but you said that that happened when he'd get out of the shower. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this.
What are your best moments with your son? Any more best moments with your baby?
Got plenty of good moments. And I'm hoping for plenty more. I mean, every weekend that I have with him is a good moment. Every day it's a good moment. Every day I get to watch him grow up is a good moment. Every day I get to teach him something. You know, every time I get to go to play Dungeons and Dragons and I take my son to go play Dungeons and Dragons is a good moment. You know, I was teaching my son how to cook. You know, he was cleaning vegetables. He was using the knife to cut vegetables up. He was already where he was cooking brats stuff, teaching him how to do self-sufficient. I was teaching my kid how to grow up and become.
Actually, I had a conversation with Seth, and he had a fishing license. He had an ID. He was teaching him how to be responsible. Hello, sweet Gina. He was.
Okay, so that's important information. He had a fishing license and an ID card, which is great information.
And let's
See sports
That leads me to believe that they were striving for independence.
license at that for hunting and fishing.
welcome, Allie. I think he's a great father. A very great father.
Again, Terry Lynn, this is weird.
Let's see, have threats been made to you all, to your family?
Nobody was threatening me.
So as of March 18th, nobody has threatened Seth. That's important to note.
My grandson is the same way. Autistic children are a blessing. I know my baby is. Amen. Thank you, Margie. Let's see. It says, how tech savvy are Chris and Katie? I don't know if you can answer that. Okay, let's see. Amen. Okay, we got another one here. I will ask the question. What was the mother like with your son while you were still together? Was she a loving and caring mother to him? And the next one, was she ever violent toward you?
There's been a few times that she has hit me.
Oh my goodness.
So he claims right then and there, and I'm pointing this out because I think it's important to point out. So he claims when it was first asked if Katie was violent, he said Sebastian was the answer. Like that's what he said, basically alluding to that Sebastian was somehow. But now he says, why so many contradictions in the same sentences, like within moments of each other, you guys? This is going to bother me. This is going to be a long one.
Anytime police were called. But not every marriage is hunky-dory all the time.
True facts.
Yeah. Karen, yeah.
What rate was mom and dad and stepdad rather in military? I don't know if he might.
I did because we divorced before she got out of the military.
He looks so happy in the pictures with you. Has law enforcement checked the rivers and ponds in Hendersonville or Memphis? I know some in Hendersonville, but I can't say for Memphis. I don't know if you can. Can you?
Do you know that they checked some of the ones in Nashville because they were checking for that 20 year? That's why they found that the body of that female for what they think is a dead female.
All right, let's see. Yeah, let's see. What else we got here? Welcome, Chloe.
Oh, look at oh, March 18th. That's interesting to note. Anybody know who that is? I'm sure some of you do. That's Chloe, Miss Chloe PI. So she got involved in March. They met. Yep, that's Chloe the PI. So they met, it says, yesterday. So that would have been March 17th. He met Chloe. We're adding her to the board. Because I don't care what anybody says. something don't make sense with her, and she is not respected because I'm sorry. Nope. March 17th would be the date that she met Seth. Okay. Yeah, she's going on the board. Yep. Yeah. This is why we do this. Interesting. That's interesting, huh? Mm-hmm.
Yes, all around he seems to be a great dad. I mean,
Yep, mind of monsters.
nothing out of the ordinary. He's not pompous. He's not a butthead.
I remember some of this, but now there's been so much that has happened that these things are important to note because she left the Riley Strain situation and then went to the next missing child, which Trevor Lee again. I don't know. This is interesting.
I mean, he carries on jokes. He's not fake. He's not a fraud. He's real, authentic. He's himself. He's not here to make you like him. He is who he is. That's what I got from him.
But how would you know that? You've barely known this man.
Can they hear me?
Yes.
The Chloe _DXM, you were at the vigil last night, weren't you?
I think she was. Yes. She was. And the threat was made towards Seth's sister over the GoFundMe.
So wait a moment here. She's going to missing children. Oh, I don't like this.
And it will not interfere with the search for Sebastian. A GoFundMe will never interfere with the search, period. Let's see.
Gemini,
I didn't understand it either. I thought it was ignorant to make a threat like
Gemini, I'm with you on that train of thought, and I'm trying to hold back and reserve my. But we know she was attempting to message Chris. She was, yeah, I don't know. I don't like how she moves. Yeah. Not at all. Very true, Clue. Very true. According to when she first started covering it, she said that she didn't know them before, but we don't, I mean, truthfully speaking, we don't know.
Thank you for the reminder, Pick Me. Why would my phone be on her account?
Let's see on whose account.
She very easily could have known him beforehand and just is playing it off like they didn't too. That everything's on the table. That's why I think it's important to go back to the beginning and listen to this, because truthfully, we don't know anything. We really don't.
Why did they threaten? Apparently they felt like that it would interfere with the investigation. The GoFundMe would somehow interfere with this investigation. No, it will not. No, it will not.
But why are you answering for Seth? Why are you answering for Seth? Because it had been agreed upon between the adults, you know, the family of the missing child, to not do one. Why is it's very true though, Clue. We got to take everything that they say off the table because we don't know who's being truthful here anymore. But why is Terry Lynn answering these questions? Why isn't Seth?
That's how I feel. It won't. Let's see. Yes. Let's see, Seth. Is your phone live? No.
Fuller Adventures. Not while I was around.
They want to know what the actual threat was. I was not there for the threats, so I don't know if you want to tell them the threat or not.
Well, Revival, that's probably with good cause. That goldfish, you never know. You might want to sleep with one eye open, like Steph, the dog handler, did.
Well, Apple Crescent's got it right there.
Hello, Jesse. Let's see. Welcome, Vanessa. I'm looking through here. Let's say Seth. Let me get back up here. I see Vanessa. Seth, do you want me to share your YouTube channel? I don't know if he does or not.
Oh, you won't find anything on my YouTube channel except for some weird comic shorts every once in a while.
Okay, so that makes me think he said you won't find anything on my YouTube channel besides some weird comedy shorts every once in a while. So he said all along that he doesn't have social media, but he did obviously have YouTube. Okay, not a big deal, but just putting details out there.
I heard on one of the interviews where they were saying Sebastian was making it hard on the relationship. What was up with that? They said. I did read that myself. I don't know how he would make anything hard on the relationship, but yeah, if he is privy to that and wants to answer that or can answer that, that's up to him. I'm not aware that I don't know how that.
An autistic child with two separate people that were raised differently and don't know how to assess the situation would make any relationship difficult. At the same point in time, some people can see the situation for what it is. There are some people that live off a routine, such as I live off a routine. When I'm at work, it's the same thing. I do the same thing every day.
Wait a second. Why is their relationship status? I mean, why is he speaking on that? Why is he answering questions about that? And why is he saying that routine is such a bad thing? Routine is obviously what we've seen displayed or what we've heard said happened in Chris and Katie's house. And that seems to be something that they've been shamed over. This is weird.
Whether I work or not. I work nights, so even on my days off, I sleep during the day. My alarms still go off at the same time. I get up, I still make coffee. You know, when I had my son, I would change. I'd get home.
Also, for those of you that might not know, Chris was in the military for, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Clue, because I think it was on your show where I learned this, 16 years. My grandfather was a Navy man. My uncle was a Navy man. You want to talk about structure, stability, and cleanliness? Mm-hmm. That's where I get my OCD tendencies from.
From work. And I would come home, I would take a shower. I'd get a couple hours of sleep, and then I would drive back down to his mom's house to pick him up for the weekends that I would have him. And then I would literally come back home, and I would make sure I stayed up until it was bedtime for him. And then I would get him to go to sleep. I would go to sleep a couple hours, and then wake up because my natural body rhythm is already night shift. And I'd deal with it because I want to spend time with my son.
No shade there.
And my question is this: do you think that there was a better routine with? Do you feel like
I just got to once again take the opportunity to thank all of our servicemen and women for all of you do, active duty veterans, everything. Again, I think that so much shade has been thrown on the military members here in this situation, and it's disgusting because I have nothing but respect for those that have sacrificed the absolute most for the rest of us.
you had a better routine at your home? That he had a better routine than he had in their home.
I don't know what their routine was in the house.
Oh, Arctic, good point though. You did catch something I didn't right there. You are right. That's what he said. Deal with him. You're right. I said, look at all of us putting our heads together here and catching things.
Okay, got you.
I know that when me and Katie were together and she would be on deployments, my routine at the house was better for Sebastian in school. because it guaranteed that he would lay down and he would get a full night's rest. I don't really know their routine for how they do things. I mean, to me, a school night bedtime's at 8.
He's 15 though. There's so much I'm trying not to interject here. I'm trying not to lead anybody. I'm trying not to lead anybody to pick up things that you shouldn't be picking up on. But there was obviously structure and routine. And when you're working nights, like to say that you had
You know,
shut up.
I'm pretty adamant about that. Unless you're still working on homework or something, because him being autistic, he'd lay down at 8 o'clock, and the whole thing was to lay down, calm down, relax, and be asleep by 9 o'clock.
But I thought you are trying to claim now that he was taking medication for sleeping. Again, that was the claim with Nancy Grace of what he thought potentially happened. So if he's on medication for sleep, that's not how that works. I'm sorry. That both things here can't be. I'm struggling with this, y'all. Hey, Jennifer Lynn, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the cabana, y'all. I'm really trying not to lead you guys at all or like interject my own pickup stuff here. So please excuse me if I do.
Thank you, Devil Eye Elvis. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's see if Mom and Stepdad were a small specialty like the CT field. I feel some would be willing to hide him if they were told a lie. A story, but I don't know.
Shop. I have to stop this and say, I have missed you. I hope you're doing well and feeling well. I need to catch up with you and get an update on how you're feeling.
Hey, Vanessa, can you hear me? If so, I need you to give me a call later.
Who made the threat? I'll say it. Chris, stepfather.
Did you hear him mention to Vanessa, hey, Vanessa, I need you to call me later? So he knew somebody else in her chat personally. So probably another local.
That one did.
No, Sebastian didn't have a school iPad. I don't know where you're at, but I'm down here at Fuller Adventures. Miss Jennifer, negativity is back.
That name, every time you say it, let me go say.
Nothing was mentioned to me about his behavior changing.
Oh, I wrote that for, I don't know if you can answer that.
Martin Gun Kelly 420. He never used those words around me, but I have heard him use particular words when speaking to my mom. Cat, the Navy, Seth for Robin. Do you know if Steph for him home? What? Think of what they did in the Navy.
Seth didn't, I mean, he offered to take one. He offered.
I know Katie was a red phone person.
Are there private searches going on? Let's see. Do you have any, are there private searches?
What's that mean? A red phone person? Is that what he just said? God, I hate how bad this audio is.
That you know of that are going on?
I'm doing private searches almost every day.
That's what I was going to say, but I'll let you do that.
I think he said red phone. Let's go back. Let's go back to hear that again.
He offered.
I know Katie was a red phone person.
What's a red phone person? Anybody know? What's a red phone person? Red phone. Yeah, he says Katie was a red phone person in charge of comms, engineering on a naval vessel. Thank you. My grandfather was a Morse code. He did Morse code. He was a telegrapher for BNSF after he got out of the Navy, but he was a radio man for the United States Navy. but I don't know that stuff. Thank you guys. Thank you all. I don't know all this stuff.
Are there private searches going on? Let's see. Do you have any? Are there private searches that you know of that are going on?
I'm doing private searches almost every day.
That's what I was going to say, but I'll let you do that. Yeah. I haven't seen any. I personally, if you want to, I haven't seen any searches.
Okay, so she says she hadn't seen any searches. Again, this was March 18th. We know by March 18th there had been multiple searches, but she says there wasn't any searches. Seth says he has been searching privately every day at this point in time. Okay.
I've been private.
And you notice Robin Rogers is in the chat too. Just another thing to note.
Kat, did they have old military friends? I don't know about Chris, but most of the friends that me and Katie had while we were married, most of them don't even talk to her anymore. A lot of them talk to me. Some of them don't talk to me, but you know, that's that old. We take the shipmate side before we take the spouse's side.
So he's alluding to any mutual friends that they had while they were married don't talk to her anymore. Some of them talk to him, but some of them don't talk to either. Okay, maybe because they moved. I don't know.
Yes. I think when he was at Seth, he had a very good routine.
Laura, that is from Terry Lynn. Terry Lynn does like this under her breath talk all the time, like constantly. And I'm not shaming her, but she's constantly mumbling or saying something. It's really hard to decipher what, where, why, when, any of it. But that's what you're hearing.
That's opinion of mine. That's my opinion.
No problem, Fuller Adventures.
This is
the routine. Yes. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, she's usually Jennifer positivity. Fred, I'll answer that. He told me that he was afraid of Chris on multiple occasions. It had nothing to do with.
Nothing's abnormal about them not having the same group of friends when divorces happen. That's very common, in my opinion. It was just something he said. That's how he answered a question. You're all
with appropriate parenting skills, as Chris has said.
Oh, wait. I want to go back there for a second. Hold on. Hold the phone because I want to see why she said that. Okay, hold on. I want to see that. Ah, shit. It's going to make me go that far.
No problem, Fuller Adventures.
Hold on.
The routine is, let's see. Okay.
I want to see Robin's comment here.
Yeah, she's usually Jennifer positivity. Fred, I'll answer that. He told me that he was afraid of Chris on multiple occasions. It had nothing to do with the
Okay. This is Robin in the chat. Fred, I will answer that. He told me that he is afraid of Chris on multiple occasions. It had nothing to do with appropriate parenting skills, as Chris has said. Okay.
Appropriate parenting skills, as Chris has said. I'll agree with that.
Well, Apple Crescent, the thing is that every case is different. No case is the same. They might have similarities. They might have, key differences. So each case is handled, not to mention is it not only handled, you don't have the same individual working one case that you had working another case. So I wouldn't know if Sergeant Carter has worked a case like this before or not. The same thing with Agent Simmons. So there's really no definite answer on that. The only answer I can say is hopefully the sooner the better.
Let's see. I agree.
I don't know what kind of medication, if any, Katie was on prescribed. Thank you, Vanessa.
Vacant properties in Portland. That's a bit.
That is about an hour away, and I have no idea if you have. Are you in that area, Fuller Adventures?
Yes, that's a bit away. You're going to be going. That's about an hour. Oh gosh, depending on where. Oh, gosh. Let's see, what can we do to help you more aside from sharing your story and donating? I say prayer, but I'm gonna let him answer.
Penny, I'll tell you right now. I'll tell everybody. If you go to the TBI website, you can print out my son's picture. You can print out his flyer. If you want to go put those at every gas station, at every mall, the police don't even know. I called Lebanon PD, find out because there was a tip that came through Facebook and they weren't even aware of the situation. Not everybody is aware of this. I need everybody in the United States to be on the lookout for my son because I'm just hoping somebody has him. And one person having their head up and their eyes open to see it. It only takes one tip to bring my son back to me.
We've got plans, Jennifer. We got plans. We just won't talk about them here. He did dodge that right there. He did dodge that question, and that's weird. He dodged a lot of questions. Have you heard of it driving around? Prior to or during the phone call to the police?
What was the plan? I want to know what the plan that she's talking about. We've got plans.
Fuller Adventures, if you want to print out the flyer and take it everywhere, stick them up everywhere.
Agree. Okay.
You heard right? Anything that I've heard about what Katie was doing before or during the phone call would be hearsay for me to say because I don't know.
Because he wasn't there at that point in time. Okay, understandable.
Okay. We're on the third week, actually, Jesse. No, they're not missing. They're just not doing anything. This is
the way he also answered that other question about, what you can do. Everybody in the United States. Speaking of which, we need to make some decisions as a group here after this.
His father here on panel. He said he did. I mean, I have what he said, and he said he passed it. And then he made another statement, and he said that all three took them. But then he said he wasn't going to say actually which one. It didn't make any sense.
You know what? We could pull that
How
up.
often do you get an update from TBI? This is a joke.
I haven't heard from TBI since Friday? Friday or Saturday?
Welcome, hey buddy. Welcome.
Fuller Adventures, my apologies. I'm not from Tennessee. I figured it was like an hour.
Different parts.
The time I did it, I probably spent 20 minutes stuck in traffic on that 2-lane road out there going to Portland.
What? See,
I put the chat box on the screen so you guys can see what comments are being said.
he was trying to insinuate something creepy at us. If he was insinuating anything creepy, that's disgusting. But that's on him.
Gracie, I would thoroughly appreciate it if you did.
She will. She'll do it. These women do this thing. Let's see.
And I don't know where Sea Star Swim School is.
Thank y'all. Thank you, Lauren. Yep, be strong. She said, be strong. It is heartbreaking. They'll share it in San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah, he has. That's real pain. You can tell the difference between the pain and the not and the fake. Yeah, 3 sides to the truth. That I'm sorry that I did laugh at that. Not being rude, I did laugh at that. That was kind of comical. I'm thinking 3 sides to the truth. No, it's three sides to every story. Yours, theirs, and the truth. God. He was up all night answering things. Didn't make a lick of sense. Just saying. Thank you, Napa.
They're worried about Chris avoiding questions, but look at all of them that Seth is not answering.
Thank you, Fuller Adventures. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mayor.
I know, Nicole. I'm sorry.
The garbage. I don't know anything about that. I'm. Are you aware of this here? Because I'm not.
Why are the parents now trying to tie Sebastian to the garbage he put out that night?
This is
I have
his,
no-
this is his father, the stepfather. If that's what they're putting out, I'm not aware of that.
I take it Cat's from Napa, Florida. No, that would be Napa Valley. That's California.
Yeah, she's yes, Napa Valley. She's in California. Yeah, and then Cat's in California. Yeah, I knew that somebody said something. What they said it again today. I knew that they had said something about him looking in a trash can. I don't know. I didn't make any sense. I don't know what they said today. Probably a lot of stuff today. I don't know. They're focusing on all the wrong things and not doing the right thing. And that's actually looking for this young man that is supposed to be her son. His son right here. You know, they should say his name is Sebastian.
And once again, with the underhanded remarks about Chris and Katie.
Okay, let's see.
This is
It
frustrating.
is heartbreaking. Thank you.
Boy, my son here at my house, about as close to hiding when he would be under his bed with a flashlight and a book. Which the way his bedroom was set up, you know, I could be at the door and see him. He's just underneath his bed reading the book or playing on the switch under the bed. But he never hid. He never tried to hide from me.
I'll answer that. You don't have to. From what I read, and I did read this, he wrote it out. He said he did take one and he passed. He said that to someone. I think the person was Fifi or something. And he said, and I passed. And then he recanted on that later on down the road. And he changed the whole story altogether, all over again. So he can't, the story's not consistent. And if you are telling the truth, your story never changes. If you're not telling the truth, your story's all over the board. It's
Ironic, isn't it? Isn't it ironic, don't you think? Because the story shouldn't have changed.
stories everywhere.
And I'm sorry, but the base of Katie and Chris's story has not changed. They've added unnecessary details as people have asked questions and further things have came out, but the baseline of their story has never changed. Not once. However, unfortunately, we've seen and we've already heard Seth's change in this same interview. And even in the first one that he did on YouTube with Pascal, things have changed. And that's a good time to remind everybody at this point in time, nobody has any charges. This is an open investigation, not a criminal investigation. There is no signs of foul play. Nobody has been accused or convicted or charged with a single crime in this case. Unfortunately, it's a disappearance and we have no information beyond that.
Let's see. I don't know anything about that. Yeah,
Jennifer, positivity. I'm hoping that they're just not sharing and they're building a case and they're doing something to find my son.
Yeah,
Amen.
that's true. Clue, that is true. They have not told the public everything, of course, but I think that's pretty common. And
Seth and Sebastian like to hide. That wasn't that right there. That he was a runner actually in the beginning as well. That was said in the beginning. Hello, sweet Jody. That was also stated in the beginning. They never mentioned if he was verbal or not in the beginning. A lot of things they did not tell us in the beginning. We had to dig for ourselves.
what?
I don't know, Miss Lady McGillicuddy. Normally doesn't speak much about them. When he comes with me on the weekend, we have things we're going to do. We play Magic together and we play Dungeons and Dragons, and we like to go out to go fishing. We like to go out to eat. You know,
So now it's Dungeons and Dragons, and he said some other game in there too. Not sure what it was, but okay, I'm gonna walk away from this one because in the first one he's mentioned two other Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
the weekends go by so fast.
It's ridiculous. That's awful. Let's see what else we have. Dropping the ball. Yes. And I'm gonna say that's a TBI thing, in my opinion. And the color version. Space for vacancy. Ooh. Thank you, Chloe. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. That means a lot. Thank you. If we feel this helpless, I can only imagine what you were going through. Oh my God. Thank you, Kat. 2 years that I know that they've been married. I don't know how long they've been together. Maybe you can answer that one.
They've been together since before me and were divorced.
He answered it out of his own mouth.
So right there, he says they've been together before me and her were divorced. Dungeons and Dragons. It's a whatever board game, isn't it? Dungeons and Dragons. That's what my understanding. I don't play those type of games. And Magic, somebody else said, is a card game. So they spent a lot of time gaming online and then also just playing games. It sounds like that was a high interest of him and his dad's. No shade there.
They are
I'm stuck on this whole.
Failing, and I said that myself. I did say that. Crazy cat mom.
So March 18th, law enforcement are failing you and your son.
Yes, thank you again, Chloe. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
No.
Thank you, Cosmic. Thank you. Thank you. Kentucky's great. Thank you. Let's see. They said it today. Oh my God. So he took the garbage out. Yeah.
We'll talk to you all tomorrow.
Thank you, Seth. I don't see if there's any more. Oh, thank you, Miss Robin. And thank you, Seth. And I appreciate it. And we'll get what we talked about. We'll get together on that and get it planned out.
You should be able, well, Shane Howland, you should be able to go to the TBI website and download the poster for him.
Mm-hmm. You can copy it from the, yes, I'll go get the link and I'll get the link. Hello, my sweet Jody. I'll get the link. I'll get that link and I'll make sure. Thank you, Miss Robin. And if you need anything, you've got my number. Call me anytime. Seth, you know you have my number. You can call me anytime. I don't care what time it is. Wait, hold on just one quick second. Seth,
Yeah.
I'm looking to see if I can get your questions. I'm looking to see. David, okay. Seth, it says praying for you as well as the safe return of Sebastian. Did you only communicate any way other than by telephone? Did you use any other technology to communicate with your son?
No, this phone.
Okay, just the phone. Let me find the. I'm looking for one more question. I'm looking. I don't see another one.
Fred, I can answer that. I was homeless in California when she filed and accused me of child abuse during our divorce. And my son literally made the comment that he'd rather live with me in a car than his mom. My son.
Why? Why are we doing this? So, two things right here, back to back. Again, just painting a narrative, just that this. Okay, so he alludes to that they weren't divorced when Katie and Chris got together. Again, sounds like they were separated. It is what it is. Like, I'm not, divorces can drag out for years, people. Like, okay. And then now, okay, shut up, Becky.
Son has been waiting to move in with me ever since I left California and got here.
Amen.
I agree, kitty cat.
Hello, sweet Michelle. Yep.
Then if all this stuff was going on and your mom's in the chat saying that he had said, why didn't you do anything? Why didn't you do anything?
Hello, Claudia. Yeah, David, I don't see another one, but if you any question you have, I'll send it to him.
I'm catching up to where you were just at.
Yeah, I'm looking to see where I'm looking, but David, I only seen the one. Yeah, he knows it. He has my number, and I told him at any point he can call me anytime. Y'all hear my cat? I know he's sorry, but he gets involved into everything. This is part of his show too. He said that's why he jumps right over. Hello, Rebel.
The ghost. Come on now, stop trolling as Chris or Seth. Yes, I dated her when she was 14. Who cares? I play Call of Duty all day. I'm very responsible. Like, come on now, don't be doing that. We don't need people trolling as the parents of a missing child. That's gross.
He jumps right up here and gets in the business. Yeah. And everything in emotion that he's showing right here, this is not fake. It's not. I mean, I wish it could be. I wish this was.
They just bring
Cooler adventures. I don't know if Chris has family in Portland or not. I believe I have your information, Chloe. I will probably reach out to you tomorrow.
Okay, so there you go. This is the time frame that Chloe, the PI, was brought in. No, you're okay, the ghost, but people will run with it. They'll screenshot your comments and they'll do all sorts of stuff once again. And it's just, I get what you're doing, but they'll turn it into something it's not. Thank you.
Yes. Just keep them in your prayers.
I know it is.
Like he said, Fred, I don't know if he knows if there have been any searches there in Portland. When was the last?
For those in the chat that have any knowledge of PIs or involvement of PIs or have ever hired a PI, do PIs typically go to vigils and pass out their contact information, basically kind of cold call parents of missing children for business? Is that pretty typical? Or is it like, I mean, to me, it would be no big deal, right? Handing somebody a card. If there's anything I can do to be of assistance. You're good, the ghost. That just seems opportunistic to the extreme, in my opinion.
Last time that you spoke to Sebastian on the phone, do you recall?
I spoke to him Thursday.
Yeah, it could be two ways here. So I want to put that into concept too. Like it could be she went to the vigil to support because she is in Tennessee and said, hey, if there's anything I can do to help, here's my information, and nothing to it. But then there also is like, are you tracking people? Like, that's a little odd to me.
Day before he disappeared.
Thank you. I do know that PIs troll, or not troll, they watch the missing Facebook groups and solicit. I do know that.
Can I ask if did he sound, did he sound in any way, did he sound different? Was he himself? Was he happy? Was he sad?
He sounded like a typical teenager that had homework and chores to do after school. Like, he wasn't happy that he had to do homework. And I completely understand. I mean, I never liked having to do homework, so I could relate.
I can agree to that. Was it a lengthy conversation, Seth, or was it just like a short conversation and I'll see you soon?
It was the Thursday before that weekend his mama had him. So I don't call on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because I don't like to interrupt their weekend together. But it was about 3.
But he did the same thing in the first interview too, where he said that he doesn't call Saturday, Sunday over the weekend. He doesn't call, but he's with her all week too. So that makes me question.
3 minutes, maybe 2.5 minutes, somewhere in between there. It was my normal conversations with him. Call him up. Hey, how was school? It was okay. Okay. Were you in trouble or anything? Did you get in trouble? Did you have a good day? You know, what did you do? Learn anything new? You know, most of the time I get no. Like, the same question you asked me yesterday, Dad. And it's like, I know, I'm Dad. I'm going to do this.
Janice, spot on. Yeah, it seems opportunistic to me. And then you add in the piece that Trevor and Chloe were friends beforehand. Trevor was I just don't like I don't like the layout of all this. I'll be honest. I just don't. It doesn't mean it's nefarious in any way, shape, or form at all. I just don't like how it all feels at all.
Gotcha.
You know,
Let me
you
ask
have said he didn't have any homework. I think he said he had no homework and that he had chores to do that his mom wanted him to do.
were his conversations usually short, or did he try to stay on long?
It would depend because at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when he gets home, and I call him at 3:30. Normally he's got homework that he's got to do or his chores before his mom gets home. Now later on in the evening, if I called him, we might talk for a little bit longer than that. You know, it depends on if he was doing something. If he was doing something, he didn't want to be bothered.
So he's basically alluding to that he talked to him Monday through Thursday after school for 2 to 3 minutes. Checked on him, how he was doing with homework, things of that nature. Great. It's Terry Lynn and Seth's audio. I'm sorry.
It's like, but I understood that.
Gosh, I agree with you. I get it. I do get it. I get it.
No, Fred, not that I know of. Portland is, I think, a couple counties away.
Yeah.
No, it's from where they reside.
I mean, I'm in Montgomery County, so in order for me to get to Henderson,
From you, yes.
yeah.
Did he have any bedwetting issues?
Not at my house.
Not at his home. No, not at his home. Let's see what else we got here, real quick.
Oh God. There's why? I'm trying. Don't just walk. Just keep walking.
Oh God, that's up to you to answer that one if you feel like it. If he loved, I mean, yeah. It's a little weird. Oh gosh, when you were with his mother, did you ever speak for 3 hours at a time on the phone straight?
Not after we were together. When we were dating, I would talk to her on my way to work if she was up, or I would talk to her on my way home for an hour away. So
it's not out of the realm of Katie being on the phone for quite some time with her partner at the time. So again, he's making it sound like it's not odd. And well, I don't.
That was that.
No, David.
Yes, 18th.
Yeah, and here's the right there. There is to get that poster right there. Anybody that would like to get that, there it is, right there. Nobody likes homework. There's the link right there.
Do you ask David Ryan where is he at in Georgia?
It's interesting because Chloe's comment right here. Of course, that's fine. He's 15, just the way Chris has spoken about him. I believe they diminish his intelligence level a little bit. Ugh.
David, Brian, where are you at in Georgia, if you don't mind me asking? Let's see. I think they did speak to some classmates, and they also spoke to teachers. There was an interview that was put out on that one.
I've spoken with the SRO. The SRO said that he had like 5 friends that came from middle school that were there too. And I mean, he said that from my understanding, they spoke with all of his teachers and some that weren't his teachers.
School resource officer is an SRO, in case anybody asks.
And they can't speak to all the children, but they can ask the children if they have any information, because in order to do that, you have to get permission from parents. Parents have to be there when you're speaking to a minor.
That's weird. Thank you, my Jody. That's odd. Okay. You want to do with his dad?
You're right, McGillicuddy. it's not just the cutest. It's the honest. It's a very honest smile.
Yeah. I agree with that. Okay, what we got here? Yes, Portland is in Sumner County. Oh, Taylor Swift advocate. She does live in Hendersonville or has a home here.
The thing that bothers me about the intelligence thing is because I personally don't think Chris and Katie have diminished his level of intelligence at all. I really don't. Seth, on the other hand, has. We'll see in interviews after this that he has diminished that. But to me, Chris and Katie didn't.
What about
I
the
don't have
Uber that you was
to
talking about?
reach out. So I don't have to reach out to these people.
No,
I would like. There's Jelly Roll. There's Kid Rock. There's Taylor Swift. I mean, there's a lot that live here in Nashville.
You're correct. We have a lot. Do y'all see Ambulance Girl? Why can I not see Ambulance Girl? That's weird. I can see you now. I can see you now. What about the Uber that I did? Okay, the Uber that was driving or the neighbor was talking about around that area. I don't know nothing about the Uber.
I can answer that in a second. I did not know that Portland is Sumner County.
Yes. Over 39 minutes.
If anybody,
Jelly Roll's wife actually shared Sebastian's flyer. I like Bunny though. Kenzie and I have been Bunny fans for a long time.
was Taylor Swift, please reach out to her because that would help get my son's pictures and stuff.
We're going to work on that one.
That's something we should all do as creators and subs. We should we should plan a date and just spam Taylor Swift's team.
Apple Crescent, yeah. I think a 3-way phone call to 911 is strange.
Very. I do find that odd. I will agree with that one.
I don't think that. And here, I'm going to tell you why. And again, this is just my perception on that. Okay. This doesn't bother me about the 3-way phone call because if Chris would have called 911 from his location, it would have connected him to Memphis dispatch, correct? Am I wrong in that? It would have connected him to where he was physically located because the cell phone's pinging off of those towers. So they called the non-emergency number and were patched in that way. I don't find anything strange about that whatsoever. I can't even imagine. I wouldn't have been able to talk, communicate, nothing, none of that. Sorry. There's nothing weird to me about that whatsoever. Because if he would have called 911 from Memphis, from where he was at, it would have routed to Memphis, where he was physically located. And we know he was seen on the job site, even according to the PIs on Seth's team. We don't know that yet, but we do find that out later. Chapped, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Welcome to the cabana, y'all. I'll play it again. I'm trying not to bombard you guys with buttons.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
There's nothing odd about that, though, really, truly.
Very odd.
No,
It
it's
doesn't even
not.
make any sense. I mean, no, I wouldn't even bother to make that 3-way call.
Fuller Adventures. I mean, if he hadn't been home for weeks,
Shaggy, who are you referencing? She was physically harming who? Who are you talking about? She was physically hunting him. Who are you talking about was physically hunting who? Please be very specific and put names because we're not making accusations that are not founded. So I don't know anybody was hunting anybody. So please be very, very specific because I don't want to make bold accusations without proof because right now I don't know anybody that's been hunted. I'm waiting to see if your comment pops up. Okay, I'm going to continue on. Deets, I just saw you in here. I stream sniped like 10 minutes of your stream because they pulled a shitty. Thank you.
and they hadn't had a good talk. I mean, I would talk to Katie.
Katie was hunting him in her car. First of all, the term hunting doesn't quite work for me. I'm removing that comment because hunting isn't. Yeah. We're not going to do stupid shit. Don't act up.
When she was on deployment, our phone calls were very short because she was on a ship. So, you know, I don't know the ins and outs.
Michelle, thank you.
Okay, Vanessa.
Yeah.
what type of classes. He was in the Why We Try program, which is pretty much it's like it's everybody in the general class would get 30 questions. He would get like 20. They would have 45 minutes to answer it. He would have an hour. So they gave him less questions and more time to solve it out.
So he had an IEP. So he was taking general ed classes, but then he had an IEP to give him more time allowances. So they just determined on his IEP, things that would suit him in certain classes. That's very typical too.
Butterfly girl. From my understanding, that they actually did track down the Uber and talk to both of the people that got in the vehicle and the Uber driver.
Ooh, deets. Love to get those.
And that was T guy that did that.
Let's see.
Oh, did you see that comment? There was a comment from a local on the screen for just a quick second. But she stated that a peer of Sebastian's was really upset about him missing. So that makes me feel like the kids actually care too. That's a good sign.
Let's see. What else we got here? Hello, Red Wings. Let's work on it.
Sounds like he
Seth.
had an IEP. He could have had an IEP and a 504.
Okay, we got Allie's reaching out. Let's see, yeah, that three-way phone call. I don't know.
Gracie, it is what it is. I mean, I'm a dad,
Yep.
and I take any information that I can get about my son.
Okay,
He hasn't
good.
stopped.
No,
We'll keep reaching out.
definitely don't go have a beer with you or go
No.
out to eat. So,
You're
Yeah.
Shaggy.
We're not going on a motorcycle ride or anything like that. Trust me. I said that.
I go out to eat with my friends. My friends normally will go fishing with me. So, yeah.
My question there would have been, does Sebastian go fishing with you and your friends? How often does he interact with your adult friends? That would have been a follow-up question I would have asked.
I heard the sheriff's department. I don't want to play that call with him up here. I don't want to. I don't want that. I don't want to do that to this man. But it's not them. It's the call that they put out. The dispatch put out. So I was like, I don't want to do that to him. I feel horrible. I mean, he's been put through hell. He's going through hell. I mean, he is going through hell. This is the worst hell any parent could ever go through. I mean, I'm not even going through it, but I've seen parents going through it. It's hell. And it's a club they didn't ask to be in. But yes, I have his GoFundMe and it's not coming. I will not remove that from my community wall. That will help him along the way as he's off of work right now, while he is searching for his child and continues to search for his child. It doesn't stop. That's his child.
As an interviewer with an approach like not connected, this is just so weird to be answering for him in these circumstances. It's unnecessary. Again, trying not to overlead here, but
Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer has a lot of horses. And see, once Sebastian comes home, you've got a destination to go. She has a ton of horses and baby horses, and he loves animals.
I think I'm behind on the chat still. I think I'm trying to catch up.
I'm trying to get you there. Let's see. She's going to the horses. Let's see. Was there a recording from them calling the sheriff's department? I don't know if there was a recording of them calling the sheriff's department or not. I don't know. I just know what the call that was put out. I left that one.
I'm just now getting them to Margin Gun Kelly 420. I don't know. I know they took all of our phones. They had mine for 12 hours.
they had Seth's phone for 12 hours. They took all of the phones.
The light, there is a full video of that light. It said that the date is wrong on there. That has been said.
So
One.
deeply involved.
And it does have a time mark on it at 3 something in the morning. Was he known to, did he have a fascination with flashlights that you're aware of?
He had his own flashlight here. I make sure.
Was he fascinated with flashlights?
I don't know if he would be fascinated. I mean, like I said, I mean,
Yeah, before. This is from March 18th.
It's a hard one.
I'm in law enforcement, and I grew up in the country.
Mhm.
You know, you be prepared or suffer.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, I
You
have
know,
choices. I got you.
knew if you're going to wake up in the middle of the night with a tornado coming. I grew up in Kansas, so you know, it's Sebastian knows what the flashlights are, the big flashlights, and then he knows where the small flashlights are, and he has one in his room. He always has one in his room that I switch the batteries out on every month to make sure that it stays, because he would use it. I mean, he would turn the lights off and be underneath his bed with his flashlight on, reading a book. I remember being a kid having a blanket in the dark over my knees and my head, reading a book by flashlight.
I can remember doing that. I remember doing that.
That just brought me back some good memories. See, this is what I like to hear. I like to hear the details about Sebastian. It gives me great joy to hear how much of a kid he was. Like like how his behavior is. Like typical things, a flashlight with a book under your bed, you know, reading past his bedtime, like typical child things.
You know, my son has, I like to think that I have an old soul, and my son has an old soul as well.
Nothing wrong.
It's either that or he was just raised by somebody with an old soul. I don't know. No, Fred didn't come back immediately. He came back and they started asking questions.
I don't know.
Oh, did you see that question she just skipped? Has CP's newest ex-wife he is in the custody case with been interviewed at all?
If his ex has been.
I don't know, Butterfly Girl. That stuff was really spotty, and TBI really hasn't given me an answer on that stuff. So I don't know if it's part of the investigation or not.
That's true. Consensus says that most kids have a flashlight.
This is
Let's see.
Yes, Angel. I mean, he stayed up at my house by himself, and I would go to work and come home.
so he confirms that he stayed by himself.
That's a good kid. That's a good kid. And did chores. Thank you, David. Let's see. Yes, I got that all on there, and I'll keep it on there.
I sped it up a little bit to try and get through a little bit more because it's really, this is hard. This is real, like drawn out majorly, and a lot of incoherent mumbling and audio issues and stuff. Thank you all for suffering through it with me. I think it's important. But I just have so many questions. And what I'm trying to not do, you guys, what I hope you understand, like I'm trying not to over analyze every little detail, because what I really want to know is how Seth felt in the beginning of this. And what I'm picking up is he really, from what I've heard in these two interviews thus far, is that he keeps replaying like he left with somebody. He left. And then, you know, he would, if he got in a car with somebody, it would be somebody he trusted, or he would have been forced. He's speaking of him in present tense. He's asking people to bring him home. Like, to me, he was very hopeful still.
Got the GoFundMe on there. If anybody wants to help out on that, they're more than welcome to. I know that Seth would appreciate it, as we all know that he is in law enforcement himself. And right now, his main focus and goal is his son.
And I think that's misleading. I really genuinely think it's misleading to say that Seth is in law enforcement, because yes, he's a part of the sheriff's department, but he's a correctional officer. So I think that intentional leading in the first 2 interviews that we've watched is unnecessary.
And that's bringing his son home. Hello, Lynn. Welcome. Let's see. Hello from Kansas. Prayers for you and Sebastian. Kiss Missing and Endangered was also sharing out Sebastian's flyers. Thank you. Yeah, I don't.
Deets, and it's really odd to me because Robin was in the chat. There was a recorded call that was played at the beginning of it. The first thing out of her mouth is Chris. She's irritated about Chris being called stepfather, dad, anything. That's Katie's husband. Like it came out guns a-blazing for no reason. Like if you're a united front, I don't know.
Things like that. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. Thank you, Apple. Angel said thank you. I'm going to ask because I feel like he got portrayed as the autistic. It's so bad he can't be responsible for anything. He's a very typical teenager. A teenage boy, it sounds to me very intelligent. So, to me, so yeah, I agree. How far could he see without his glasses? That's a question for you.
The question was, how far can he see without his glasses?
Do you know how far he could see without his glasses, Seth?
Technically he has what they call a lazy eye.
What?
Can you all hear me?
A lazy eye?
Yeah.
Okay,
So the glasses, you correct the lazy eye, so he wouldn't have surgery. And then from my understanding, he was, as he got older, his vision was becoming more like his dad's.
But what does that mean? What does that mean? His vision was more like his dad's. Good, bad? What are we?
Hello, Lynn. C spelled the fun way. Hello from Kansas.
Yes.
Yep, I was born in Kansas. Whoop, whoop. Go Rivington Rams.
Let's see what you got. Dogs. Okay, they said dogs picked up scent and it dropped in the construction area, but Chris Proudfoot will tell you dogs are unreliable. Oh my God, because he's the smartest man on the planet. That's a lie. Well, the smartest part. Welcome, Gigi.
This is horrible.
Thank you, David. Thank you very much. Let's see. Can you talk about the scents at all? Do you know anything about the scents?
That is, I did not treat my son like he had a disability. I knew that once he was an adult, people weren't going to treat him like he had a disability. So why?
Okay, so he says that he didn't treat Sebastian like he had a disability. Okay, but coming up in interviews after this, okay, I'm trying to do this without jumping ahead and being like, put in the information that we learned after, but he equates him to a 10-year-old mentally. So
Why would I treat him like he had a disability?
Agree for you. Has he ever left with the friend without telling anyone?
No.
He's done that? No. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor.
Let's see what's going on here.
Margin? I sure hope so.
Linda Ann, yeah.
Me too.
See, that's what I think it's so important for people to actually hear these things. Clue did an excellent job with that interview. I encourage you all to go watch it. If one of my mods is in here, could you drop Clue's link for me, please? If not, I'll go grab it. But that interview was very informative. You learn a lot.
Let's see. Yeah, we have to know that one.
T Cherry F. I have no idea.
Amen, Angel. Agree.
Thank you for the hug.
No place like home, that's for sure.
Toto said he took my slippers.
Continue prayers. Let's see. Agree.
Well, Lady McGillicuddy, I where Coke bottle is. It's thank God. It's technology. They don't weigh that much.
Murfreesboro.
I would say that, well, he puts on his glasses every time he gets up out of bed.
What's the best way we can support you, sir?
Give flyers out to find Lifeline.
Okay. We're on that. Okay, let's see. I'll just be honest. I'm so pissed over this precious boy situation. I can't even keep a train of thought most of the time. Justice for Sebastian.
Justice for Sebastian. That drives me nuts, y'all. Right now, again, I'm continuing to remain hopeful that the outcome is wonderful and Sebastian is alive and well and will come home safe and sound. But the whole justice, we don't know if there's anything that needs justice. Runaways happen. Like that, jumping the gun again for me. But I guess when you're painted a narrative in a certain direction,
I agree on that.
this is where people head.
Seth, did you say Chris didn't come back from Memphis until law enforcement started asking questions?
Yes.
Wait, did he really just say that Chris didn't come back until law enforcement started asking questions? Well, I'm assuming this would be an assumption. Please understand this. But the assumption would be that they probably thought they were going to find him within a couple hours. And when it didn't, as time went on and things escalated and people got more panicked and more questions were coming out, I would assume that that would be, it's not like if I called Kyle right now and said, hey, one of the girls is not here, he wouldn't instantly jump in the car and be like, because he would think that, I'm going to put eyes on her in 5 minutes and then I'm going to let him know. Like, I'm sorry. Again, I'm not jumping to that. But that's just.
The dog barked when the stepdad didn't do that. I heard that myself. Yet no dog was barking that night as any concern, which I've mentioned this. I pray for a miracle and ask for Sebastian Rogers to be returned to his dad. Amen. Yes, I've got that on my community wall on my channel. It'll take you directly to it, and you can donate right to that, and he would appreciate support, any support that you can give. He's not going to stop. I don't think any of us are.
Hi, Miss Karen.
I don't know if you want to comment on that right there.
Which one?
The locks on the
Every time that I've been there, the door's never been shut because people are there.
And we know that there's a keypad lock on one of the doors. And the rest have to have a key. That's why it has been said that he went out the front door because it's the only, okay. I mean, we know this.
Okay. And about what time did he come back? You were there all day, I think you said.
Really don't remember. I mean, I was there. I'm so exhausted. I know that I fell asleep in my truck in front of the driveway, and I vaguely remember him coming in with his hazards on and rolled into the thing. I really don't remember.
He remembers Chris had his hazards on, but he doesn't remember when he got there. According to interviews, he would have left Memphis about 9:30 a.m., which would have been around 3 hours from the initial. Is that right? I'm looking back at my notes right quick. And Seth got there right after work. So he was there. Okay.
Do you know William Daly? He goes by Billy.
Sounds familiar.
I agree, Angel. Completely agree.
Yeah, he would have arrived at about 1 o'clock. Yeah, you guys are right with the 1 o'clock thing. So what would that have been? About 9:30ish in the morning that he left if it's a 3.5 hour drive. I mean, he could have left around 10 and made it there faster. Oh, thank you, the ghost. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Welcome to the cabana, y'all. Okay. All right.
So the doors don't automatically lock. They say it's a keypad lock. A house key to both.
I know that his house key for here was in the top drawer on his dresser.
Okay, there, you know, the bus stop. The bus stop might have been right outside the subdivision. I don't know.
Bus stop was right in front of him.
Hold on. I want to do it. I want to go back 1 second here because I want to hear that again.
Okay, there, you know, the bus stop. The bus stop might have been right outside the subdivision. I don't know.
Bus stop was right in front of their house.
Oh gosh, he got a better ride. Does he have any particular mannerisms or stems that may stand out with let's see, stand out with possibly helping to spot him? My son has Asperger's and has some distinct stems.
He likes it. Well, when he runs, he Naruto runs.
And can we correct his weight? He's not 120 pounds.
No, he's like 106, maybe 108. I mean, I don't know what it is now.
Fish, the phone was at home, and they've already asked if he had a burner phone, and I don't believe that he had one that I'm aware of. Let's see. Oh gosh, they keep asking the same question. I don't know why they would not want him around Chris's daughter. I have no idea, and I don't know if he does either. And I don't even know. Huh?
Chris drives a truck.
He drives a truck. Okay.
So
they're asking about. Let's see if you want to elaborate on why they don't want him or Sebastian around Chris's daughter, which I'm not aware of this. Hello, Claudia.
okay, so March 18th.
Yeah, I don't know if that even pertains to anything, to be honest.
I don't know. When Sebastian's here, he FaceTimes Faith for a long time.
I mean, I don't even know. Does he? I'm not going to say what I was about to say. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Can he be around her? I mean, not Sebastian, but I'm saying, does he even see his own daughter? There you go. They're in a court battle here. I don't even know if he sees his own child. So I don't know why anybody would worry about that.
Yeah, why would anybody be worried about that, Terry Lynn? That's interesting. Why would anybody be interested in that? Why are y'all bringing it up?
No, you're fine, Angel. You're fine. Let's see. Oh, it does. It does, especially when somebody's a control freak, in my opinion.
And now they're calling him a control freak, but they don't even know the man.
Yeah, he is the respondent. She's the petitioner, and he's the respondent.
I have no idea. So
why would Terry Lynn know that and Seth not? Tell me again. Tell me again. Why would Terry Lynn know that and Seth wouldn't? I'm going back on that. We're rewinding that. We're going back a whole minute. And I'm slowing it down. I want to hear that.
He FaceTimes Faith for a long time.
I mean, I don't even know. Does he? I'm not going to say what I was about to say. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Can he be around her? I mean, not Sebastian, but I'm saying, does he even see his own daughter? There you go. They're in a court battle here. You don't even know if he sees his own child. So I don't know why anybody would worry about that. No, you're fine, Angel. You're fine. Let's see. Oh, it does. It does, especially when somebody's a control freak, in my opinion. Yeah, he is the respondent. She's the petitioner, and he's the respondent.
I have no idea. So
I'll answer it. I'm answering it. I answered it. Any more questions?
Yeah, a huge one. Why are you in contact with Chris's ex-wife, or why is Robin, one of the two? Why is Nina or Robin feeding you information about a court custody hearing that has nothing to do with Sebastian? I mean, it might, but that's not the public's information, and law enforcement would have that information. Why? Why would Robin or Nina be telling Terry Lynn that? Seth's saying he doesn't know, which is convenient to me, that he didn't know, which I don't buy that shit whatsoever, because and his mom is in the, yeah, I'm sorry.
This poor man has probably slept 2 hours, and he's doing a damn good job. And plus he's been looking for his child. Plus he's been cleaning. And that side by side, next time they better offer it.
Something doesn't sit well there already.
It did change, actually. There's a different date on that. Because I don't want to keep him all night.
I don't like that.
But when you tell me when you're ready, let's see. What kind of truck? I don't know. Was it a Chevy truck?
What?
I think.
Penny, yeah, anything's a possibility. Truthfully, anything's a possibility.
I think that he drives a Chevy truck. I don't know exactly.
One big enough to tow that fifth wheel that he's got.
Why is she laughing about towing a fifth wheel?
It's bigger than my truck. I don't have anything to prove.
Okay, so what?
No, this is just a dad. Listen, he's just a dad that wants his baby back. That's all it is. He's the dad that wants his baby back. That's it. We're here to try to figure out what we can, and at least we have somebody that's honest. Thank you, Fish, because it's odd. And
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Fish. I really appreciate that. Fish, you're showing you have a heart, man. You're coming around with that heart. Because that was one of my questions I did ask, but when you're locking down a phone, why would a teenager want a phone that's locked down? I wouldn't want nothing to do with that phone.
Yes, Fuller.
Jesus, y'all might as well just send me to jail. My girls don't even have phones.
True. It's a fact. Yeah.
Well, my whole point is, why would you get a smartphone if you're just going to lock down the internet anyways?
Yeah.
I was going to get him a flip phone. And she went and got him a smartphone. I was going to get him a phone he could call, take pictures, and he could play Snake.
Let's see. I'm going to read you some of these things. Let's see.
Thank you, Gigi.
Well, they treat him like that he's not allowed to actually do anything, to be honest. How
would she know that? How would she know that? How would she know how they treat him?
Stuck in a home. Let me just grab some of these real quick, and I'll run through what I do
This is total building of a narrative. This isn't even factual details about Sebastian. We're not really learning much about Sebastian. We're learning a bunch of shit about Chris and Katie and unnecessary details that don't matter in Sebastian being missing. To us, law enforcement, maybe a different story, but to us, and law enforcement had all this information. Court custody cases, anything like that. They knew this right away. Yeah.
Let's see.
This is so weird.
He says that he knew about 3 vigils. One that they didn't attend was because of law enforcement agencies they were dealing with. The second one because of the security reasons. The third one because they did not know about it. They weren't informed. And it was where the bio father lives. Let's see.
Oh, I don't know what you.
Yeah, I'm just reading some answers that were given by stepdad. Because
That's right. I mean,
God, they've taken a lot of hits for no reason.
let's see.
Like them or not, have your opinions about them or not. But if you can't see the intentional painting of a narrative, going back and looking at these, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're watching, because it's very evident. She's answering questions. She's bringing up stuff that should never have been publicly, nothing. We saw Chloe, like all of this is just.
typically TBI doesn't clear anybody until until the investigation is done.
So on March 18th, he acknowledges that TBI does not technically clear anybody until the investigation is over. Okay.
Correct.
But then recently we've heard something about clearing people.
The investigation will be done after Sebastian is found.
Let's see. What else do we have here? He would not answer anything about the door locks. He said his dogs were trained. They were on a schedule. And that they have potty pads and trays in their pens.
Okay.
Let me see what else we have here.
This-
He did say that he had been away, and the last time that he had seen Sebastian was in the beginning, first part of February. How true that is, I don't know. I don't believe it.
You don't believe it, but Seth confirmed that that's typical. He works out of town. He's been working on that job. He takes his RV. Seth, she don't believe it, but Seth even confirmed all of that as fact, that that's typical for Chris to work out of town, take his RV because it's cheaper and it's a 3.5 hour drive. He wouldn't even want to do the drive, but she does. Terry Lynn sitting here. This whole painting of a fucking narrative started jump off of jump.
Anything else?
Oh, that's annoying.
Struck out at me. Not a lot. Wouldn't elaborate on the security of the home because he actually was acting like he had security at the home.
Okay, it doesn't matter at all about the security in the home because Seth confirmed that he was there on the scene. He watched the entire law enforcement officers come in, search the home. He admitted that there was 12 dogs at this point in time that had searched the property. So with or without security in the home, Seth has already acknowledged that the house was searched. So now here we are, almost 3 months later, and they're still acting like the house hasn't been searched. But Seth admitted in the first interview that the house had been thoroughly searched while he was there.
Let's see, we got airdrop flowers. Hello, J.R. Boston.
None of this needed to happen. None of this fucking needed to happen.
I got the polygraph part.
That's
probably about it right there.
And they keep going back to this polygraph thing, and they keep saying, Seth offered to take one. Seth offered to take one. Yeah, he was there 3 days. Yep.
And then, of course, he's been arguing with people.
I wonder why.
And that's what he is.
I wonder why he would have been arguing with people when people are out here digging into shit that was none of their business and being intentionally misled with misinformation. Like, why would you be arguing with people? Because y'all are doing the fucking most. Chloe's sitting here in the comment section, the PI that ended up being a part of his team, saying some kind of off-kilter things about the Proudfoot family from jump, and she wasn't even officially a team member at this point in time.
Spend his time doing.
Oh, yeah,
Actually, is arguing with people. He is so ignorant that when asked if Sebastian was on any nighttime or medication that would cause him to be sleepy, they can't answer that because of HIPAA. Wow. Well, yeah, that's not true.
People wouldn't have anything to do with it, but it's one of their
Do you know what methods they've used to search her home? I know the dogs, but any other methods?
Dogs, officers, they've been in the house like 10 to 12 times.
They've been in the house 10 to 12 times. Julia, Julia, and all you dog handling fools that continue to run with this narrative. Did you hear what Seth just said? This was the second interview he had done on YouTube, the second one. And he said 10 to 12 times. 12 different dogs at this point in time. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm getting angry. Duchess, are you in here?
They were informed. How
did she get that he was? Side note, right quick. How is Brittany J getting that he was subpoenaed to court when Trevor Lee himself said that he was asked and he went?
Forensic searches that you're aware of?
No, not that I'm aware.
These people just make messes after mess after mess. It's like so fucking frustrating. She'll just say anything.
Do you find this statement here odd? The idea that someone hurt Sebastian and threw him into a wet, fresh paved driveway is funny. To bury a body in concrete, it would need to be at least 12 inches thick. Secondly, you have to smooth out the concrete and finish it before it's dried. All of that is done while the concrete is poured and being set.
I have no idea, Fuller.
That was said by CP.
Because he was trying to, in my opinion, from what I know about that conversation, he was trying to point out the fact that it's not as simple as people made it out to be. Like, people were making up wild speculation, and he was explaining, the details of what it would actually take to do something like that, that it wouldn't be just this. And look what they turned that into. Oh my God. This is annoying.
No, I was answering Fuller's question.
Oh.
Yeah, I've never heard. Yeah, I agree. Great. Stepfather did.
Stepfather did. You hear the disdain.
Did Donna give you any insight?
No.
No.
And she hasn't reached back out to me either.
Hello, Juju. Let's see. And here it is. Chris states he took and passed the polygraph. It says, have you both taken polygraph test? And if so, what were the results? Thank you. Fufu. This is Chris responding. Yes, and the results are passed.
No. How they twisted that was he, on Nancy Grace, said that it was passed. I can't remember the exact verbatim words, but there was a question about, has polygraphs been taken? And there was no name of like who took the polygraph, but yes, the one that had been taken was passed. And looking back on it, he didn't name, like, he didn't say he took the polygraph. He said yes. And then the way they play these things.
His words. Welcome, Susie. Let's see.
Yeah.
Which I find odd.
They did the ghost. Yeah. They were trying to bring up.
He says Sebastian did not have any friends because of his situation with autism. He wasn't ever alone in school for kids to do the things mentioned below, meaning bully him and such. Oh, he thinks a lot of things are funny, which I don't find anything that he says funny, and he's smug. And that's just, yeah. Let's see. Anything else I see on here?
This is irritating.
Nothing more that I see. Let's see. CP said on an interview they've been cleared. No, they have not. They've not been cleared.
No one's
Not been cleared. Have you been cleared? I mean, I would say Seth's more cleared than anybody. That's my opinion.
TBI hasn't cleared anybody.
Thank you. And you are in law enforcement, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
But again, why mislead? Why are we misleading at that? I guess it's not misleading. He is part of law enforcement, but to mislead like that he's a law enforcement officer instead of, I don't like that. I just don't like that.
There you go.
Personally, I don't like it. Sorry.
See, I have transcript from last night. Okay, for the record, somebody asked the question, was a polygraph taken and has it been passed? Yes. I didn't specify who or when. See, that's two different things that he's saying. Agree, Sarah. Agree. Yeah, major deflection. There's a lot of deflection. Is there any reason the number of shoes Sebastian owns is so secretive, according to Katie?
I have no idea.
Agree, Liz. Let them keep talking. I have no idea, nor do I know why it's so important to say you're not in trouble. The doors are locked. He was making breakfast. You would have passed him if that were the case. Yeah.
No, that's not necessarily true, though. That's not, you know how many times I walk right past one of my kids and then go looking for him? How many moms in the chat have gone right past your kid looking for him and then turn around and been like, oh, you were sitting right there? Anybody else? Because I sure as hell have a few times. That's not like they're putting such definite things in this, and there's always room here for human error. Like they're trying to make things so specific when in reality there's just no need to do that. Common things like
Any other questions?
That's not necessarily the truth.
Seth, have you taken a poly? Not that you need to, just trying to narrow down. Well, he was offered. He said earlier he was offered and or he offered and they didn't need it, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Also, how do they know the number of shoes? But insist he wasn't wearing a sweatshirt, possibly one of 3 different shirts. Let's see. He did state that. Let's see. Have the dogs ever got out at night? He didn't live in the home.
That's interesting. So somebody asked about the dogs getting out at night, and she responds with, he didn't live in the home, but he's talking about the dynamics of the household. So which is it? You can't have it both ways. Either he doesn't know the dynamics in the household or he does. We all know he didn't live there, but
Yes, he did speak in past tense in that video. He did. And I have played that. I hope they have more than we think. I pray they have more than we think. If not, then we're screwed. I pray they do. I do.
Of course they do. Of course they fucking do. This is just.
I think some of the they're talking about the holding hand one where they're doing the tapping. Are you good, Seth?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to use the bathroom.
I was making sure you're good. If you're getting tired, you let me know. Because I know
I've been tired for weeks. I'm just reading these. No, Angel, I have not taken a polygraph. volunteered.
Yeah, he
Things that I didn't need to.
Well, that was my question, Angel, but I didn't get to ask it. Did Sebastian ever, I mean, I don't know if I can ask you this, but did Sebastian ever tell you that he was being mistreated?
No, he never did.
Okay.
Okay, that's a big one right there. Sebastian never reported to Chris or to Seth that he was being mistreated. That is a big one right there that needs to be pointed out. Interview number 2, March 18th. Sebastian never reported to Seth that he was being mistreated. That's a big one right there.
Seth, I came in late. Have you talked about Sebastian's favorite songs? I haven't. Because the list is literally, I have 4 lists that are mixes on my YouTube for all of his favorite songs. Everything from country music, and when I say country music, I'm talking about Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson.
Okay, but they asked about Sebastian's favorite music, not yours. They asked about Sebastian's, not yours. Can you talk about Sebastian, not you?
Williams Sr.,
That would be
Hank Williams Jr., all the way to hip hop. I mean, I try to stay away from letting him listen to certain songs that have bad things in them, things that children shouldn't be doing.
She did speak in the past tense. I do have that. Do you want me to play the? Let me see. Let's see.
I would like to believe that he would, Fuller. I mean, my son liked Meatloaf. He liked Queen. I mean, he liked AC/DC. But he
okay, those are important things. He liked Meatloaf. He liked Queen. He liked AC/DC.
also he liked Clave de Monte, which they do. I mean, they did all the songs for Lord of the Rings.
All that's been done, Juju.
I hate to say this because, again, I'm trying not to lead anybody. I want you guys to develop and pick out things that you find are odd or differences or anything like that. But one thing that stands out to me is that he doesn't really know. He knows his son. I'm not going to say that. It's not that he doesn't know his son, but he can't tell you specifics of like favorite themes.
I was told that they have pulled records. They did ping everyone, and I talk to them every day or every other day.
Well, I mean, hold on.
He uses the term unique to describe him.
This doesn't bother you. I'll do it. Hold on. You tell me if it bothers you. That's that video that I told you I did do.
Wow. Okay, Fuller Adventures. That's that. Okay.
Oh shit. Excuse my language.
Katie could be a swinger. I've known Katie since she was 12 years old. Started dating when she was 18.
Okay. He's known her since she was 12. Okay. I forgot. There's the clarification. He's known her since she was 12. There you go. He's known her since he was 12 and dated at 18 is what he claims in that. All right, so there you are. I'm going to timestamp this for you. Terry Lynn's video, 2:25:09 for anybody taking notes. 2:25:09 is where it stopped at, so 2:24 would be a good timestamp to go back to. For anybody that needs that, 2:24, March 18th, 2024, Terry Lynn's video. And it's the almost 12-hour video.
I'm 10 years older than her, and I never knew her to be a swinger.
He's 10 years older than her and never knew her to be a swinger. Not that that matters, but
Where did that question come from? Now, guarantee I don't know her now. I'm not involved in her private life. You know,
okay, that's another big thing to me that he points out. He doesn't know her now. He's not involved in their private life. Then why are you speaking on all their private details in their private life? Oh, yeah. This is why this shit's important to watch and listen.
and I didn't even know there was a Ring Wi-Fi jammer, Fred. So I couldn't tell you if Katie would own one or not.
Okay, let me find this.
Y'all, the attention seeking one has been attempting to get attention, but then as soon as she gets responded to, she cries victim. So please attempt to ignore as much as you possibly can. I know what she's doing. She's been poking for attention because I haven't done anything or content on her in a while. I swear, every creator in here, if you want to really get under her skin, go clip something where she's spreading misinformation in a short little clip. There you go. Give her the attention that she wants. She ain't getting it. We got more important things to do than talk about her.
I mean, to be honest with you, Ring Wi-Fi jammer sounds like some new type of rock band.
All right, I need to pause this. All right, here we go. I'm going to present this. That way you all can see this. Here we go. This is a walkthrough.
All right, Fred. I mean, I figured that's what it does, but I didn't. I mean, what's up with you? You explain that to me. Seth is his name on pamphlet.
He just now realized that you're the dad, I think.
Okay.
This is the home. Well, this is when it was on the market.
You know what I find interesting? Nobody in the comment section is pointing out, wait, you were 12 when you met? Nobody in there is pointing out that you were 12 when they met, unless they got deleted, maybe, potentially. Nobody in here. Let me see. I haven't seen anything pointing out or questioning that. Huh. That's interesting to me. 10 years older. Oops. Sorry. I moved you guys. Why is she doing that?
Just trying to give it a little perspective there that you can see. Sleep apnea.
Yeah. Why is she doing that?
I hope you get to feeling better, Black Hat. I miss you, love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for prayers, and we're praying for you too. Oh my God. Oh, Susie. That's up to him to answer. If he can answer that, I'm gonna let him.
I mean, I guess we don't know why she doesn't.
I don't know, Lady McGillicuddy. I do. I have obstructive sleep apnea. I sleep with a CPAP machine.
Would you say she's a heavy sleeper?
Oh, yeah, I'll let her scream. She can scream all she wants. Maybe she'll lose her voice and do the whole internet a favor and shut the fuck up for once. Nobody cares about her misinformation, or her bullshit.
Let's see. Or maybe. Let's see.
Mine does, Lady McGillicuddy.
This is so bad.
So Sebastian that his name wasn't Norman. His bed wasn't made, and from my understanding, the sheriffs had already been in there going through stuff.
Okay, again, he confirms that the sheriff's department had already been in the house going through stuff. So again, the house has been searched.
I will agree, Vanessa. I will agree. No offense, I'm not laughing, but I agree.
No idea.
Katie was 19 when she had Sebastian, yes.
The king.
I mean,
Sleepwalk.
no. Allie?
He actually said 10 to 12 times, 12 different dogs had been in the house. He said law enforcement had been there about 10 to 12 times to his understanding, and about 12 different dogs had been there.
I've never seen him sleepwalk.
Correct, Gracie. That's why I just showed that.
My question, and I gotta ask it, I'm sorry, this is gonna offend some of you, but what is a 22-year-old doing hanging out with a 12-year-old? Sorry, I'm nobody else is asking it in this chat over here.
Because that kitchen is right there. You'd have to get past that.
Oh, there's some shit in the chat. Can you guys see that chat on your screen? Look at Vanessa Pryor's comment. Chris is in some bizarre kink groups on Facebook. What? That's what? What are you people doing?
Let's see. Yes, he has.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say this. I don't give a shit what their kinks are. I don't kink shame. I could care less what they're into, what they're not into. Their sexual life has nothing to do with this. And to even mention that is so ridiculous.
If I had social media, I'd probably be pasting my son's picture on every Facebook page that would let me join.
Y'all, okay, let's have a chat right quick, because y'all are getting too, you're giving BJ so much attention here. Y'all, she ain't tearing shit. She's coming out swinging from the fences to protect people who have lied and done a whole lot of stuff. Let her be. She ain't tearing shit. The only thing she's tearing is herself to look like the biggest fool she is. She's spreading misinformation. She has done a lot of harm to cases, not just this one. It's a thing. Please stop giving her attention. If you want to go watch it, please do. I'm not telling you not to. I just factually don't give a fuck. Truthfully. I don't associate with this type of people at all. Like, nobody cares. She's seeking attention because I haven't been giving her attention at all. And she wants relevancy, okay? This is how this works, y'all. I know what I'm doing. Like, there's a whole lot that happens out here. When you put heat on a creator and point out their own words, they have nowhere to spin. They will spin and spin and spin. They will yell. They will fabricate shit. They will do it all. Okay? All you do is turn around and play their own fucking words. That's all you do. That's it. And you let people see for themselves what the fuck these people are. That's all. Okay? So can we get back to what we're actually playing here? Because this is why people don't even hear what Seth said, because irrelevant creators who want attention don't matter. Okay? Thank you. If you want to go watch it, please do. I just don't need to know. I'll hear all about it later.
Amen. I mean, and he's answered some of the questions that, I mean, I would think that might be hard at times, but he's answering. I mean, he's hanging in here answering these questions. I mean, he's not running. He's not avoiding. He's answering them. He's not saying contact law enforcement. He's answering the questions. He's hanging in there too. What is, okay, what network? A hardwired device.
I appreciate all of y'all. If everyone.
And my next question is, if Robin was okay with her 22-year-old son hanging out with a 12-year-old, I've got questions, Robin. Sorry, factually speaking, I've got fucking questions. Because if one of my, oh, hell no.
If y'all is looking for my son, then you're more eyes than I am by myself.
Amen. And we will continue. Are they talking about the sleep apnea machine?
I think they're talking about.
Is it the home security?
What is it? Ring doorbell jammers.
Okay. Let me see. Hold on. Do y'all have any tech questions?
Now we do have, Chloe, I'll answer your question in 1 second. We do have an like a Google map that we're using for our flyers. If you distribute flyers, make sure you join the Facebook page, Find Sebastian. It's got exclamation points at the beginning and 2 at the end. We're using a Google map system to log every place that we put flyers. That way we're not going back over the same places twice.
Let's see here.
And Chloe is, yeah, early on, we were told not to actually speak to the media. That's why I didn't. That, and I mean, I was busy. I mean, they wanted a face to face. I really don't have time for that sort of stuff. Because
well, he didn't have time. I'll look for you right now. He did not have time because they were asking for a side by side for this man to go out and holler for his child. He was the one out there.
Wait a moment here. So law enforcement, somebody told him not to speak to the media. So he's confirming that they were advised to not speak to media. I forgot about a lot of the shit he said in this one. Uh-huh.
I know who was out there. He was. But I don't think he got the side by side.
I didn't. I drove my truck. You know, when they weren't letting civilians get out and walk, I was a then. So I was driving around hollering for my son.
When they weren't allowing civilians to go around. So he also just confirmed that they were not allowing people to search. Another thing that should be noted.
So 11, 12 o'clock at night. Then I would drive back home, get some type of sleep, get up, take a shower, and go back and do it again.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna
Driving around. Yeah, that's how he's searching. Okay. This is interesting, actually.
All right. If David's here, let me see. He might still be here. I don't think that he has seen the video security footage, though.
I have not seen anything. They won't show it to me.
Yeah, I don't think that he has seen that.
So as of March 18th, he says he hadn't seen anything.
Let's see. He's here. Okay. I was going to see if David could.
No.
Because you don't think they pinged the phones, right? Is that what you feel? Is that they have not pinged the phones?
From my understanding, they've taken our phones, they downloaded them, and they traced everything.
Okay.
Okay. And I want to see, because David's got his specialty. David, is there any way? How do I say that? Is there any way that any of that stuff could have been removed if they didn't get the phones right away?
I don't know, Chloe.
I thought he did have it. I think he has your phone number memorized, doesn't he?
Here's part of the reason why it started. The investigation is now a criminal investigation. Gracie, Terry Lynn's mod is saying that in the chat, which is not factual. It's still not a criminal investigation. It's an open investigation.
Yes, he does.
Let me see. Let me go back to my things here.
Just so you guys know, David's answer to Terry Lynn's question was not without being detected by forensics.
Does everybody have iPhones? That was one question.
I have a Droid.
Do they have iPhones, or do you know?
I don't know.
Genevieve, what was the date of that interview? Do you remember? Because there was a mishap. I remember that by one of the news stations, but then the DA's office clarified that that wasn't true.
I know Sebastian had an iPhone. That's all I know.
Okay. Let me see what else.
It's very
Looking at my very first thing of notes that I had.
super interesting, actually.
Okay.
The next one's JLR.
And that he did mention and say that he had not had any, he was not able to be on his devices. And then he says that they're locked down. So he really can't even use the damn things. So why would he have these devices really?
So that he can answer the phone when they call.
Yeah, he had a smartphone. He had an iPhone.
David, anything you want to throw in here about some of the things that can be done with these GPSs and these phones and routers and things?
I would think my son would call me. If you get to a phone, I think my son would call me.
I would pray. And I do pray that does happen. Do you know?
He had no internet access and they had the apps were shut down. So he could text, he could answer and make phone calls, and he could use his calculator and he could take pictures.
Oh my gosh. And you don't want to say what you think might have happened at all.
I don't know what happened.
Okay.
And I was told not to think by the police department, by the sheriff.
Okay. I just gotten a message that was asking me, and I wanted to see it, and that's why I was asking if I got you. Let's see, what else do we have here? Is there a reason they were so? Yeah, is there a reason they were so strict on him, and they weren't seeming? You gave him more. What do I want to say? Yes, to be a 15-year-old kid.
I don't know. I gave him more freedom because you got to make mistakes in order to learn from them, but you got to have freedom in order to grow.
Agree. So they just want him to be perfect and captive, and then I'm just trying to figure this out. I mean, he's 15.
Sebastian was in no ways a perfect child, but he was my perfect child. He was fun. He was inquisitive.
You can get online on the Switch, even use a hidden browser on them.
He spoke of him in past tense right there for pointing out that was. He said was. I don't read into
I know that on my Switch, I never bought him a Nintendo profile. He could have got a Wi-Fi, but literally all it would do was update his games. I disagree. My son was perfect to me.
He was going to say that. Listen, and I said, if that's the case, I've got 3 perfect kids too. We've already been over that part. He's going to disagree.
Thank you.
He's perfect. Do you know who set those games up?
What? Yes, my son had on my PlayStation. He did. I was the only one with I had mine, and then he had his profile, but he played on my profile. But most of the time on my profile, he was playing like Spider-Man, which is a solo game. He played Devil May Cry. You know, that's also a solo game. He played a lot of solo games, and when he wasn't playing solo games, I was there.
Seth, do you think Chris caught him slacking off and playing his Switch?
But how could you know that for sure? Because you left him when you went to work at night. Again, none of these are solid things.
Instead of doing his chores? Oosh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he can answer that one. Let's see. I'm not a parent, but it's under my. Yes, he has called him names, and I won't repeat those names because those are things I don't like. I don't use those, and I won't use those. Period, because it's just no. It's a big no, and he's aware of that. Very aware of it. Seth, does Sebastian have a pectus chest causing him to wear a chest plate? Is it at the house to your knowledge?
It's not at my house, and he has a brace, but he stopped wearing it.
Oh, it's a hard one too. Yeah, David is good at what he does, and that's
At their house, I have no idea. At my house, it probably showed that he logged that it was on when the police turned it on. Because when he leaves my house, he has to turn it off and put it on the charger so that it's charged when he comes back.
Thank you, seclusions.
I mean, literally, he has to make his bed, clean up his room, put everything away so that he knows where it's at when he comes back. Not to mention, there's not stuff on the floor so I can vacuum. Because he leaves and then I don't get to see him for 2 weeks.
I don't know about that either. Because your family's in Texas, and we're all. You did hear your mom's message, correct?
No, because I was trying to log in.
Would you like to hear your mom's message?
I wouldn't know, sir. I wouldn't know, Mr. David Gray.
Oh man, that would be awesome to know. Would you like to hear your mom's message?
My mom already told me briefly what her message was.
Making sure. Yeah, she had a message, and I did play that. Can you discuss what the? Okay, I don't know that.
I don't know.
He's referencing what Terry Lynn played at the beginning of this one. And this isn't in this video. If you want to see it, it's at the end of the first one I did of these. 2 videos back, I think.
They didn't discuss that with me.
Yeah, I think he said the last communication that he has had with TBI was it. Did you say?
It was either Friday or Saturday, but they didn't tell me anything about the garbage. I find out a lot of it through news feeds. Yeah, I will play it. Once he's finished answering questions, I will replay it. I don't want to put him through that because his mom said what she meant, and she meant what she said. And she don't play.
Yeah, I could tell. We had a nice conversation as well. Very nice conversation. I will replay that. Yeah, I've never been in the garage. All I know is they have a 3-car garage. That's it. Have any neighbors come forward with anything that you know of?
I don't.
Fake neighbor.
Does he go
You'll
on
have to-
line?
You mean like on a jungle gym? On a ladder? Up a slide?
Thank you, Genevieve.
I have spoken to Katie twice with Chris on the phone.
Let's see. Fred, he said that they had a good relationship. They FaceTimed.
Yeah, even when he was here, Faith was there. Then Faith would sit there and FaceTime Sebastian on his phone. And Sebastian would literally lay in there on his bed to talk to her for, I don't know, I think the last time was like an hour and a half.
Wow. Let's see anything else. Yeah, there's only certain things he can answer. He can't answer anything that's, and I know for a fact he cannot answer anything that points towards certain legal things. He can't answer those things.
So this has been previously discussed. Imagine that.
I'm gonna let him answer that one too.
I'm biased. I was married to her.
At least he admits that.
It's always a possibility, Phoenix, because there's a ladder. Normally there's a slide or a swing. When I was looking, I have flashlights in my truck, so I was looking at any type of playgrounding equipment, slides, any little tree houses or anything I saw. I would shine my flashlight in there and holler for him.
Hello, Terry Lynn. You there still? Demon, you would assume he would have had contact.
All right, let's see here.
But I don't know.
I agree.
Thank you, Miss Hayden.
Terry Dean, he just wants a huge metal slide. My autistic son loved that one when we lived nearby. Mr. Seth understands
When it came to math, he really liked math. I would say it was one of his best subjects maybe 2 years ago, but he started giving people at school a hard time with his math. Math was one of his best subjects growing up in middle school and grade school. Math was one of his favorite subjects. I don't know, Mr. Fred.
Interesting on that one. I agree.
I don't know, Mr. Dean.
Thank you, Florida.
Please hand out flyers out there, Mr. Fred.
Have a good night, Fuller, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Fuller Adventures.
Did he call you Mr. Dean, Terry?
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
He had
I
to.
agree with that.
He had to.
I've said that from the beginning. That's not, and it's my right to have that opinion. I don't have a good feel or opinion about the man, and I'm not going to change that. There's nothing he could ever say to make me change that. He wouldn't give me 5 minutes just to ask him one question, and I'm glad because he wouldn't have given me the right answer. Thank you again, Fuller.
Right answer.
I agree.
The answer she
I agree.
Here.
And that was all I wanted to know.
Holy shit, y'all.
That right there.
I hate to do this, guys, but I can't take any more of this today. We're going to call it in 4 minutes and 41 seconds because that will be 3 hours and we still have 2 hours of this shit to go.
Oh.
Holy hell. I don't have
Mr. Dean, though, for Christmas, I asked my son for because his birthday's in December too. And it's like, I asked him for a month, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for Christmas? And he didn't want anything.
Yeah.
The only thing he wanted me to do was to take him to see his meme on Pap Pap in Texas. And I told him I couldn't do it this year because I didn't have the vacation time saved up and my truck needed a new torque converter on my transmission.
And they miss him. They really do miss him. You're welcome, Juju. I'm thankful that Seth is actually here and is able to actually answer these things.
He's not really answering much, though. We're not learning much about Sebastian, truthfully. We're learning a lot about this life of Chris and Katie. I don't know how people do it for 12 hours. Honestly, my back.
Thank you, Peter, but this is Seth. You're welcome, Angel, but this is for him.
Thank you, Spooky Paws. Yes, passing out flyers everywhere helps.
Napa Valley Girl, thank you for being here. It's just important to piece this all out and listen to what's actually been said because there's so much misinformation. You can't even get people to realize these things were said.
No, I didn't hear that, Fred.
No, 5 hours.
Yeah. I try to keep a safe space, and I always want people to have their opinions.
Don't forget, if you do hand out flyers, please use our Google Maps so we know where flyers are at.
And thank you all, anyone that's actually doing that and putting out flyers. Thank you.
Hibiscus, he said that Sebastian was really good at math. He loved math in middle school, but then the older he got, he kind of didn't like math as much, basically. That's paraphrasing what he said, but he said he really liked math in middle school, but he wasn't as into it, basically, the older he got.
I don't care where you are. Thank you. Minnesota, would it be help? Yes, everywhere. We don't ever, you never know. Everywhere.
Or right?
Where do they find the Google map at? That for them to use if they don't know.
I think she posted that. It was. Where is it? She posted it up here. Where she put it? I'm looking. Give me a second.
We'll find it. If not, and if I don't have it during this, I will make sure I put it on my community wall so you can come back and I'll make sure it's there. I promise. The flyers, Gracie has, we have that. Hold on a minute. I think she sent that to me. It's at TBI, but she sent me the whole link and it's in this stream.
All right, y'all, we're calling it. We're done. We're done for tonight. Oh, I can revival. Hold on. Let me go grab it. I'm gonna have to go in my. I always have the hardest time finding your channel. And it never pops up. It like never comes up instantly. It's so ridiculous. Give me 1 second. Oh, I know what I can do. Watch this. I can click our text messages. I can put it in my watch history so it's right at the top. Ta-da! Okay. Yeah, we'll play that. Hold on. Share this tab instead. That's a jump scare. All right. This is courtesy of the lovely Revival. Why is it doing that? Okay. Oh, it's because I'm on the other thing. Here we go. This is courtesy of the beautiful Revival.
Making fun of me. I'm not making fun of you. I'm not making fun of anybody. We're talking about Pascal. 6'4". Wow. And Baron's 6'8", so 1 inch taller. 1 inch taller, yeah.
Duct tape fixes everything except stupid. Can't fix stupid. Oh, God.
Yeah. Oh, God is right. Can you imagine the two of them together on a panel together? Just the two of them. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the two of them together? That visual. I can't even say it like they do. All right, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, we will be back and we will get through the next 2 hours. There's 5 hours of this one. The next one's JLR after this, though. That's going to be painful, too. I think it's really important, though. Let's recap some of the things we've learned. He admitted that she was 12, and people have argued with us. No, you're not a self-promoter at all. People have argued with us until they were blue in the face about him saying that. That bothers me so much. The custody stuff was brought up at Jump, which again, we've talked about, and how the narrative was painted. He was diagnosed with the chromosome deletion syndrome in Jacksonville, Florida at 6 months old. He's kind of shy depending on who he is around. The fire ant situation started when they lived in South Georgia. Terry Lynn answered most of the questions about Chris and Katie, saying that he couldn't talk about him. He was diagnosed with autism in October of 2023 at Vanderbilt. No abuse was seen. He had an iron deficiency, according to Seth. Chris called Seth and told Seth. We know that Robin opened this up by being upset because people were calling Chris dad or stepdad. And she says, that's Katie's husband. We know that Sebastian's a Swiftie. He's fearless. Seth grew up in Kansas. That was another thing I noted. He has a lazy eye. Sebastian likes to have a flashlight because he liked to read under his bed. Seth said that Chris came into the neighborhood with his hazards on, but he doesn't remember what time it was because he was taking a nap, but he remembers the hazards being on, but he doesn't remember the time frame that it happened. The bus stop was right outside their house. He mentioned that he liked some old 80s music, AC/DC, Meatloaf, and somebody else. I didn't write that down. The 12-year-old thing, though, really bothers me because nobody talked about it. We also know that Chloe came into the picture at this time frame, which is another thing that's really interesting. They met on, what did I put on there? They met on March 17th at the vigil. And then I just said it just like they did, vigil. I added a D to it. Here we go. And then she's in the comment section. Yeah, there's something here. I have a miniature Australian Shepherd and a miniature Australian Shepherd, Catahoula Leopard is Dexter, and Bella is a Basenji Chihuahua. Yeah, her being 12 was really disturbing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is a lot. He liked math. I mean, there were so many other things, but those are some of the the main things that I pointed out. I still go back to the fact that he is still, for the most part, speaking of him in present tense at this point in time, which was March 18th. He was speaking of him in present tense, and he is alluding to, because the scent picked up that he got in a car potentially. I don't know. Like, it seems like she's a Basenji. She's a mix. So she's a Basenji and Chihuahua mix. That's what Bella is.
Want to see her? Come here.
Yeah, Gemini, isn't that interesting? Whiskey's downstairs playing video games with Kenzie.
Whoa. She's not going to get up.
She don't want to get up. She's
napping.
The little princess over there. Oh, you can't even see her. She's on her chair. She's on her throne.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, a couple of slips to past tense, but it seems like he more consistently was talking in present tense. Yeah, Bella's a bitchy chichi. Yeah. Oh, Stephanie, good. Your dad's dad's name is Whiskey. I can't talk. Sometimes tomboy charm, but that's about it. Like what you just heard, because she's mixed with Chihuahua, she does bark a little bit, but she does this high-pitched squeal thing. It's the wildest thing. Yeah, Jen Lu. Oh, yeah, let's talk about those PIs for a moment, huh? Thank you guys for all sitting through that with me. That was pretty miserable, and we still got 2 hours to go. And the other thing that I find really intriguing is that all of them were in contact and talking about this custody case on March 18th. Like, what's that got to do with anything? Jack, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. There's a lot there. She doesn't bark at all, tomboy. Yeah, she does a little bit. Not very often though. You have a Cavalier. Oh, I used to have a Cocker Spaniel. I missed. There's Dexter being a terrible turd per usual. Yeah, Gemini, I'm really questioning. Tracy, I know, and we're gonna get there in the timeline of interviews, and I still like, what was Robin thinking? I mean, I know a 22-year-old, you're out of the house usually by then, but a 22-year-old hanging out with a 12-year-old and nobody caught it. Nobody said nothing. She grumbles and headbutts, tomboy. That's amazing. Auntie Ree, there's a lot. Like, this is all a lot. And I'm not true crime, but I think it's so important to take it back to hear what's actually been said. I really think these are important things and details and I'm trying not to paint or like push my opinions or narratives off on you because I don't have any. Like right now, the facts are the facts. Like we don't know what truly happened, but I think it's important to hear these things because we keep getting told this didn't happen or this didn't happen or this wasn't happening. We know the house was searched. 10 to 12 times. We know that 12 dogs were brought in, according to Seth. We know that they're painting a narrative that somehow he's law enforcement and no mention of correctional officer in there. That's suspect to me. I just don't understand. Yes. Yep. Would vary. Yep. I would like to know. I don't know what they were looking for or what sent him that direction, which honestly, I'm glad that they're withholding some of this stuff, but it just makes me think like there's a lot of questions here. Vibe, I've heard a lot. People have been coming in the entire time. We were too busy looking at the interview. And by the way, I'm not mad at any of you guys telling me that. I just don't genuinely just don't give a shit. I really don't at all. Like, I find it hysterical that she gets that Twitter painted over me. And you know how many other people call her out? By the way, it's not even a dog whistle. If you want to really show her that people are sick of it, clip her. Clip just some misinformation and clip factual information right behind it. Do a short. Tag her in it. Show her, because she, for some reason, thinks I'm the only one that thinks she's full of misinformation and bullshit. Not even remotely. I don't even have the time. Can you imagine having to go through all of those? I know I have a fan. I have a few of them. I have a few of those. I've dealt with single white females for quite some time.
Me too.
Jackass. Hey, Lippy. I swear, I'm serious. All of you got channels. Clip a short. If you need help, I'll teach you how. I know Chronicles of the Shady and Lippy will. I know they'll clip that shit. Did you clip that? Which part, Lippy? Me smacking him? Oh, now you guys know I'm abusive. I smack him. LA, but she was bitching because she didn't want me giving her attention. Crazy, huh? Right? Healing, can you imagine? And then just sitting there like, bitch, if you want me to take you seriously, turn the fucking camera on. Who do I sound like? Laura! I sound like you right now. I mean, I don't care if people are behind avatars, truly, but I know you just got back. I know you were on timeout. Tomboy, yeah, I have one that's quite scary. We're not going to mention her because it's like summoning fucking Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. We actually have had a few of those. Revival, you're too really good. You were bullying Dolly. Oh, poor Dolly. Not the poor little hobbit. Y'all, if you want to see some funny shit, go watch. Like they do things I won't do, but it's still, I do get a giggle out of some of it. Like when people go after him, holy shit, because I can't take him seriously at all. Oh, tomboy. Let me tell you, women are interesting for sure. I'll wait. Laura. Laura always used to say that if you don't turn your camera on or something, I just have heard her say that. So I'm like, I don't really care, but it's a jump scare. Are you still in here? I can't remember who it was now. Kristen, I think it was. I think the name was Kristen. But she was like asking Brittany and Josh's chat yesterday, what did you change your avatar? Why doesn't that look like you? I was sitting there fucking dying, like literally cracking the hell up because the person was genuinely asking, like, who's on your picture? Because they'd seen that edited, filtered avatar for so long. And then she put a picture of her. And oh my God, but she was like genuinely asking, like, who is that? In the chat last night, in Josh's chat, it's hysterical. And she was genuinely asking, but she got so pissed. I'm like, that's the jump scare. The ship is relentless. Yeah. Val gives me the giggles like nothing other. Val, when she starts, you can just hear her. Like, they're a good laugh. They are a good laugh for sure. Oh, self-aware. See, this is why it's so important to branch out from the family too, because to me, there's so many options here. There's so many possibilities outside of that. Hater channel.
I'm going back to the pool.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
All right, you all. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Vibrator. What's the channel? Y'all help me out for a minute. What's that channel that has a ton of her clips? I can't remember the name of it. There's a channel dedicated to her. Allegedly, no, always appreciate, always expected, never appreciated, I think is the name of it. Always expected, never appreciated. Let me look. Those assholes jump scared me. Always expected. Yes, that's what it is. Always expected, never appreciated. Go check out that channel. That's how I learned. Here, I'll drop it in. I'll drop the link for you guys. There's a video in there about that. It's just crazy. It's like, whatever. There's some good clips, shit I never knew. Am I doing what live revival? Which part? Oh, am I showing her live? No. No. Am I going to? No, I don't want to get fucking jump scared. I like you guys. I don't want to do that for you. I don't need to do that to you. Okay, y'all. I will see you guys in a little bit. Probably tomorrow, not tonight. I'm going to go hang out with the other half for a while. Time for wine and basketball. There you go. Y'all have a great night. I will see you guys soon. Thank you once again for all of you being here for the dreadful content. Thank you once again, Deets, for letting me snipe some of your stream over there. I appreciate that. I will play you guys out. Stay safe out there. Don't give, give them all the attention you want. You guys are free to do what you want, but don't feel like you have to defend me. You don't have to defend things that I show you in real time. I need to remind people, like, let me say that before I leave. Y'all, these people, they have to lie about me to get people to listen to them. Telling the truth about me is boring. So they have to make up good stories. At least just make up something fun and exciting, like something cool, something interesting. But when you have to lie about me to twist a narrative, it's never going to work, because all I do is turn around and show you the truth with their own words. If I spent my time correcting every single person that lied about me, we would never have content ever. Well, we'd never run out of content, first of all, but I'd never get anything like this done, ever. Let them lie. Ain't going to hurt my feelings today, tomorrow, or anything else. My other half has a job. I have a life. I have a job. I have beautiful children. I have a beautiful life. Ain't nothing but a Wednesday. What day are we? Wednesday over here. All right. Bye, y'all.
How do I say goodbye? Glad you came. Closing time. Hit the road, Jack. You don't have to go home, but make the best of this test and don't ask why. But you can't stay here. Hit the road, Jack.
Good night, y'all.